right. Who wants to give me a recap of what happened 3 weeks ago?
So, last we saw our heroes, quote unquote. They had agreed to, in no uncertain terms, through the course of accosting and intimidating everyone we came across, discovered that the town speaker of Goodmead had gone a little under the weather and about 6 feet under the ground as a result of coming to terms with a giant that had beset the town of Goodmead.
Considering that he was dead, you would think that would actually be not under the weather, but exactly the weather, considering everything is frozen and cold, like dead people.
Right.
But he's still under the clouds, Zaltu.
Clouds are not the
He's
weather.
in the he's
What
in the
makes
ground.
the
Listen,
weather, Zaltu?
he's in the ground. The weather is the atmosphere. He's under the atmosphere. He's under the weather.
Anyway,
That's not,
we
Tell me that rainbows aren't magic either.
We headed slightly northwest. Headed slightly northwest to the forest, where we met Milk, a slightly scared hunter, trapper, fur trader person, who was very upset because they had found the bodies of the militiamen who had been sent to sort of deal with this giant problem. We told them to pass along the message that we had already dealt with the giant problem, and they seemed unkeen to sort of pass that along, as if they sort of believed that we were not capable of dealing with the giant problem for some reason.
Yeah, and after we harassed them about their animal, too.
It was super weird. Anyway, we just sort of pushed past them and went right along, encountering some sort of small animalistic pygmy-like characters that threw...
Oh, yeah, the little fairy people.
Yeah, that threw snowballs at Strawn and Indigo. We took some of them with us that were capable of sort of moving magical objects like Aurelia's dancing lights. And we settled upon a cave entrance where we believed the giants to be held up from following their tracks after discovering where the militiamen's bodies were.
There were technically 3 entrances.
There were 3 entrances, but we sort of ended up through no one's fault, except for it was 100% my fault because I entered with a torch because blind.
Just have dark vision, forehead. Why are you the only one without it?
It did occur to me afterward that I could have dropped the torch and just engaged him with my blind fighting style, because I do have kind of blind sight up to 10 feet.
And there was light in the room.
Not really, but
There was specifically mentioned light.
Anyway.
You have blind sight up to 10 feet? Oh, that's why.
For my fighting style.
I couldn't figure out for the life of me why why D&D Beyond, why the D&D Beyond importer kept giving you 10 feet of dark vision. It was because it wasn't dark vision.
Yeah, it's blind sight up to 10 feet.
Is that like true sight but smaller?
No. It's literally just blind sight.
He doesn't need to see. He doesn't need to see the sense things around that specific radius.
So it's like I can't be blinded. Light doesn't matter. It's just within 10 feet of me. I'm aware of the objects that are in that space.
Does that count for an invisible thing?
Yes.
So you can still hit an invisible thing if it's.
I can still see an invisible creature or in complete darkness.
So it's basically what I was asking, but smaller.
Yes, but no, because true sight also sees through an object that's polymorph.
So if there was a polymorphed frog in front of you, you wouldn't recognize it as a person? You would see
I would still see it as a frog. But true sight sees it as a person.
This seems like a very short distinction.
It is
but
it is an important distinction.
It is an important distinction because
whether you can see if something is polymorphed or not.
But aren't you already reading
Listen,
vibes?
being like, here's the thing, because polymorph like pretty much changes the form of them. So your blind sight would really just be able to tell the form. Now, true sight tells you that that person is actually a dragon in disguise.
Yeah, like that's a pretty fucking big distinction when it comes to what you're dealing with.
I guess, but if you're already vibrating in a 10-foot radius, it's not that far
It's
off.
not really vibe reading. It's like shape reading.
Anyway, we're off
vibrating.
topic.
You can't see
Sorry.
Yeah,
fully invisible people.
It was just me sort of realizing that I had been going off of the assumption that I didn't have an ability that I do have. Anyway, we sort of had to deal with a very large boy, a giant, and we got not entirely our shit rocked, if I remember correctly.
What?
Yeah, a giant, an ogre, and a large bear walk into the party.
There was a bear?
correctly,
I've never heard of this bear.
If I remember correctly, the only two people that really got hurt were Strawn and Indigo.
I was doing fine.
And Indigo got to use fucking panic and fear to sort of make an impromptu deal with a dragon spirit to summon a mini drake and use it to assist us in battle.
And I res Strawn because I didn't want to risk fighting it.
Correct. And we continued to explore the cave where we found incredibly bad juju that Indigo essentially did this is bad. No one should touch this. Also, I'm not your fucking dad. So
and then everyone immediately touched it.
Yeah,
well,
Strawn
yeah,
and it just so happens that Strawn and Aurelia currently have some items in their possession that are magical.
Correct.
Who knew? Wow, that's crazy coincidence.
That was in my bag. I bought the bag and then it came inside of it, so I just assumed it was like trash that was left over.
Yeah.
I took it.
Yeah. And then we did find both a lot of like leftover like pets and farm animals, and then the missing supplies from the
Alcohol.
the alcohol. And
The alcohol? Why haven't I named a bar that?
I don't know.
That's so clever. I'm so smart.
Because you're under the drinking age, so you wouldn't be able to run away.
I can own a bar without being in it.
I suppose.
I'm legally, I don't think so. Anyway,
I just mean fictional setting.
Wait, hold on. You have to be of drinking age to be
Western
in a
Catholic.
bar? I thought you just couldn't drink from the bar.
It
Because
depends.
most of the
It depends on
policy
what
is that you
states.
can't be in
I
it.
think after 9 p.m. In the bar, in Arizona at least, you do have to be of legal age.
I don't think that's a
Alright.
law. I think that's just a rule that
That's usually just policy,
establishments
yeah.
put in place because
Yeah, that-
otherwise it's a goddamn pain in the ass to regulate.
No. In Arizona, it is a law that after 9 p.m. you do have to be.
That's cray. I'm glad I can drink legally and I don't have to fucking worry about it.
Yeah,
I'm glad I just drink
sucks
illegally.
because I was like 19 and I didn't drink, but like after 9 p.m. I still had to fucking leave. I was like, I don't even want alcohol. I just wanted to be with friends. Fine, I'm out.
Plus concert.
But yeah, and then we figured out because Indigo's swole as fuck and a Goliath that I could actually carry with my carry weight, as long as fucking John held on to my maul, I could bring back 2 of the fucking full fucking caskets of wine back.
It's
And then
it's mead, but yeah.
Of mead back, and we could start
Shade.
getting like the militia back or something to get the rest of the supplies.
All right, and that kind of brings us back to
You know,
our current time here.
I want to point out a lot of what we just said kind of sounds a lot like what happened last session.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I
mean
guess
like-
that actually does kind of line up. Yeah.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
You mean like
That's
the
not-
question that was asked of me?
No, that's not it.
Question.
So
Nice. Oh, by the
Okay,
way,
this
you
place
should
looks familiar.
probably you probably should notice that the map is not nearly as laggy as I have completely redone the walls.
Incredible work, everyone.
Amazing.
Oh god, as soon as I clicked on Sicarius, I fucking lost all my sight because I don't have access to Sicarius' site. It's funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you still move Stigarius? Like if you don't
I
click
know
on
I can
yourself?
still move him, yeah, but like I know that I don't have access to like Stigarius' site, so it's
So-
funny that as soon as I
I kind of mislabeled some stuff just because I kind of misread in the moment. Those baskets that you had found that had loot inside of them, there were multiple ones that are hooked up to like pulley systems above you. The caskets themselves were on the ground here, where they show up on the map. Just a small discrepancy. There are other baskets, and I'll say there's not really anything stopping you. So like you managed to pull them down, looking at them and stuff like goat cheese, and stuff along those lines. Just like provisions, nothing too insanely valuable.
Didn't that one place have goat cheese stolen from them?
Yeah, but that was like a separate part of
but
it.
that was super far away.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
giants
okay.
move fast.
They got long legs.
Yeah, but they also have much smaller feet than the people that stole from this place.
I guess so. Yeah.
Maybe the giants wore tiny shoes. Check the feet of this guy.
Oh god.
They
Objection.
practice Chinese foot binding.
So currently, John Smith is holding on to the maul of Indigo Harmwinter, while Indigo is
Strongest.
currently hefting 2 giant barrels of mead on his shoulders that would
Oh,
crush
it's a nice
a normal
maul.
man.
Yeah. Well, are we ready?
The
Can
16
dust myself
theme
off.
plays.
Yeah.
Anybody know that show?
The
Just me?
Cartoon Network one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
16.
Living the dream, life is 16.
Anyway, yeah.
It's not get copyright with our
Where's my guns?
incredibly perfect singing.
Hey, it was a good show. All right, fuck you.
Oh yeah, but I was more.
Actually, he
fucking
wanted the
making
gun
fun of
because he
our
realized how
singing.
old he was.
Yeah, I'll play Stigarius here for a bit.
All right, cool.
So there you go, over here. I don't think we actually checked.
You,
I checked. Yeah, it was a
Oh,
fucking
yours.
literally a shithole, like up to the
Oh
top.
yeah.
it was literally where they like fucking doo-dooed.
That was
So yeah,
doo-doo
you
feces.
guys have, you guys are currently making your way for an exit. When eventually,
Do
eventually
we
you
want to
guys
let the goats out? Just
No,
because of
we're
the
gonna. No, we're going to bring the goats back to Goodmead with the militia when we can.
So never.
I
All
wanna
right.
let
I can't wait for us
free.
to probably forget about this.
We're going to tell them about it, and the militia can figure it out.
I'm opening the gate.
No, that's a secondary
Yeah,
problem.
open the
We'll get
gate.
it later. No, fuck it. No, we'll get
Aurelia opens
bounty
the
on
gate. Some of the
Fuck.
goats start
And I
walking out. Most stay
fireball.
inside.
I firebolt the back wall so it just scares them all out
Oh,
of it.
fuck.
They
Oh,
start stampeding.
Stampede!
They start
Stampede!
stampeding. They start stampeding out of here. They start running out of this direction.
Animal handling them. A full crowd of sheep and goats.
We could have been paid for so many
It's
goats.
about
We're
the
paid.
edit.
Yeah, we were paid by Mother Nature's love.
Mother Nature's love does not cover my bills.
You have bills?
What do you mean, do I have
Isn't-
bills? Everyone has bills.
You literally sleep in like
The snow.
yeah. In the
Yeah,
rug.
gotta save
No.
money.
I don't want to sleep in the snow like every
You know,
night.
we can get paid lots just for bringing this alcohol back. I
Right,
think you
and
know
we
that.
could get paid more for goats.
Now,
I don't care. Keep them
I
free.
want Indigo to go ahead and stop where they are right now. As we kind of bring ourselves to a outward view of right inside this layer. I'm gonna go and post a small little picture because off in the distance, who was just strolling along, does look over to basically the left of you all, the right of them, as there's just a stampede of goats and sheep currently making their way into the tundra. But you guys kind of see, as soon as I can, find the actual picture. Here it is. You see this giant-looking creature who looks like a female version of the giant you guys saw, currently walking with a wicker basket full of weird metal shards into your direction.
Can I initiate combat?
Guys,
Alright.
we didn't finish off the whole family.
You don't want to leave stragglers. That's how you get.
Yeah, the old women are the most dangerous. Let me just hide behind this tree.
Due to the distraction of the sheep, you guys, she has not noticed you yet.
I'm gonna chaos bolt so fast.
Oh, we could run.
I hope you know. I'm gonna
probably
chaos
get
bolt
out of
right quick.
If you run, she's just going to exact revenge on the surrounding area. Seeing as let me just look at her face. She's an evil monstrosity.
She's not that evil, but she is probably going to take a vengeance.
We did kill her presumed lover.
We did probably destroy.
Do you think it was the
And
other
the
giant or the ogre? Or
I
the
don't
bear?
judge. I don't judge.
Well, what do you want to ask her? We could probably.
Hey,
throw
miss,
out in
you do
giant.
bears? Anyway,
She might
chaos
take that
bolt.
the wrong way, actually. I can't.
All
see
right,
her.
so I guess that's.
don't know
She.
where
Right in front of you should be, unless it
I
didn't
do
show
see
up
her,
for you.
yeah.
Yep.
fucking Indigo holding the two casts of me just goes, fuck.
I'm like trying to
gave your
hide
weapon
behind
away.
this tree.
She just
in
looks-
full armor.
She just
He
looks
gave-
very shocked, and I don't know how to do this. I'm pretty sure she's just kind of speechless.
He sets down the two casts of me. In giant, he'll kind of crack his knuckles and just go, is this your home?
The accent carries over.
Yeah.
Of
Was
course.
this your home?
In giant, I've always played that giant is Russian, so it's just like more
Oh,
more
it's
perfected.
predominant Russian.
Yeah. It's thick.
Privyet.
Yeah, Privyet.
And she just drops the basket of metal bits onto the ground, takes her shield off of her back.
He grips his long sword and he's just like, fuck.
Maybe
is-
she's gonna.
Uh,
it's a show of like.
In
Pacifism.
giant back too. Sorry about the cat meowing. She says, "Where is Doug?" It's like her smiling expression up to here kind of just completely leaves her face.
We moved him to the shithole in the back.
You don't speak giant. You don't know. He says, Doug killed the town speaker of Goodmead.
That's avoiding the question.
It is avoiding the question.
And she just kind of like lifts her spear up in a more of a pointy fashion, just kind of getting ready for combat.
Yeah, he cracks his neck. And he whistles for Stigarius. He's like,
Ah! God damn it, cat! Jumped up and just like hit the fucking mic.
Yep.
She wants to play.
He wants to play, and he's a bitch.
We want to play.
Oh, he went over to the corner of the pout. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh, no,
well,
it's
you
back.
did call him a bitch.
Now you're gonna have to roll animal handling.
He joins the sheep. No, and she speaks up. Where is Doug?
We
kinda
dug him a grave, if you know what I'm saying.
You do.
I don't say that because I do speak giant.
But
But I don't say that because I'm quote unquote hiding. I don't know how effective.
Give me a stealth check because you were behind that tree.
Just go ahead.
Indigo repeats in
Stealth
giant.
with disadvantage. I don't
Those
know
who-
how- okay.
Those who attack those making their own way receive justice. I am a man tracker.
Oof.
7.
I follow those who act out. He
just, like-
draws his longsword.
We're rolling in.
He's just crunching. He's
Yep.
just crunching branches as he's like, "Oh, maybe she won't hear me." The sound of plate mail, snow, and branches. Like,
Yeah.
no.
There's like a sheep that runs into me and the horns knocking against my mail. Ah, yeah, fuck.
Stigarius,
against you.
Stigarius goes right after me. He does not have his.
Right. My bad.
No, you're fine.
I just kind of select everything and added it all.
Aw,
You're fine.
I rolled bad.
It is also funny to me because other than like me and John, this giant woman has no idea there's anybody.
I will be right
else in
back.
combat.
I need to get the cat out of here.
Oh,
1 second.
that's
I'm so
true.
sorry. Come on.
Do
Come with me.
you have any spells left?
We took a short rest. You should.
Oh yeah. Actually, I have a lot of my spells.
Yeah, I have all but my first level spell that I used to cast Mage Armor a little bit ago.
Yeah, I use spiritual weapons. I've got all my spells except for one level 2.
All right.
Pretty good.
My apologies. As we're gonna go ahead. There's this clanking of chainmail. I believe. I don't know if it's chainmail. It might be scale mail that John Smith is currently wearing. It is scale mail. Okay.
It is scale mail. Yeah.
It is scale mail. As a branch snaps in the shinking of metal scales, just immediately perturbs her and is now going into a vicious rage.
Well, that makes one of us. Not actually that mad about this situation. I am mildly upset.
Ned
I'm guessing she didn't have insurance. That's probably why she's so mad.
Oh yeah.
She rushes up here immediately and is just like, if I find Doug's body, I will kill you all, and is going to kill you all.
You're more than willing to look for it.
yeah.
But give us time.
In order to find Doug's body, you would have to kill us all because you would have to get through us.
She
You're gonna have to do better than that, by the way.
She does try again.
That is slightly better.
That is
Slightly
better. That is much better. Congratulations. John Smith, you take 14 piercing damage as she just goes to stab once, but you manage to block it out of the way with your shield, while the other one she brings right back and immediately stabs right into your side. How you feeling? How you looking right now?
I'm trying to figure out how to automatically apply this damage,
Oh,
but it doesn't work.
you click on your. You should be able to click on your token,
Full
and where you
damage.
see the damage roll. in
Okay, yeah.
chat.
Well, because
Yeah.
there's like 2 ones, right? There's. Oh no, that's healing. Okay.
Yeah, on the right side
So I
there
can
is.
apply.
apply the
Yes,
full-
damage piercing heals me. Didn't you know?
Pretty much.
I'm still alive, though just barely, because my HP fucking sucks.
I just realized, because it made thematic sense that she would burst out into a rage, that I started on her turn when Indigo rolled higher than her.
Correct.
So Indigo, you go, and then her turn already happened. My apologies. That is
Hold on a
totally.
second. I do want to reaction that with Hellish Rebuke,
Dude,
depending on
okay.
whatever order.
So everyone will go before Indigo, even though it's incredible.
Just a reaction. It's
Yeah.
just a reaction.
It's a
Well,
reaction.
Hellish Rebuke is a reaction to cast. So go ahead.
No,
It's
no,
a reaction.
yeah, I know. Go ahead. It's just funny.
Hellish Rebuke. You need to make a dexterity saving.
You
throw.
should be able to
I
click
clicked
it.
roll. Oh, I did it.
There we go.
There you go.
Just because I can click the button in chat for the dex save.
Ah, shit.
She does make it, but it is half damage. So go ahead, roll that damage.
Ah, shit. I forgot. I've never played a tiefling before.
And she
I've
does
played a
take
tiefling
4
loads of times.
fire damage. There you go.
I've played a tiefling loads of times, and I never remembered Hellish Rebuke is a thing.
Yeah, it's on your spell list. It's
Yeah.
pretty high up there. Yeah. Yeah. So immediately after stabbing into your side, you whisper the.
I say, I
Innately-
bet you didn't have insurance. And that's my hellish rebuke.
And then immediately
She was like,
through your words, this spark of flame goes up her spear and into her arm as she rips it out of your body with the singed skin. Indigo.
All right. Indigo sees John get fucking stabbed and is just like, fuck. I thought you could have hit better. And rushes over and is.
Why would you think that? Have you seen me?
Indigo's far too trusting of his companion.
One, you don't have your maul, and well, you do have your
Yeah.
longsword, yeah.
Yeah, he's attacking with his long.
He's attacking with a tree.
He's attacking with a barrel of mead.
Judy,
It does drunk
damage.
damage.
I didn't click alt roll, but 15.
That does hit.
So the
You-
D10 of damage.
You had to have dropped those barrels, right?
Yeah, I put him down once I saw her.
Oh, that's
All right. 2 plus 4, so 6 points of damage, and I'm
Wait, it's a
enacting my
longsword.
favorite foe on.
This
Okay.
longsword? You use strength for your longsword, don't you?
Yes. 3 points of damage. Or 3 plus 5 plus 4, 9 points of damage. And Stigarius can see me, and I'm within 30 feet. So I get to add 1d6, 6 points of cold damage.
All right. She's still fine as you slash your sword down with both hands and enacting your hunter's magic, as well as the divine right, the frost right would be more accurate, of the Drake within. She's still fine.
Does it look like none of the damage took forth, or that she
No.
took the damage?
The damage. She took all the damage. She looks fine.
She's just not like bloodied or anything.
Yeah.
That's fine.
John Smith, you've been stabbed in the body.
Stigarius goes right
Not
out.
my body.
Oh my fucking guys! I'm so bad at this, dude. I swear.
You're fine. Stigarius is just gonna run up and try to bite. Stigarius doesn't do much, but he do it.
You do a lot. Roll damage.
Hey.
3 points of piercing, 2 points of cold.
And she does take all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, so Stigarius rushes up and bites down at her still scorched arm, which still has a couple of flames on it, and bites down and freezes it over. Which you would think that adding ice to fire would cancel out the problem, but this has only made things worse.
Yeah, putting ice on a burn is actually a really bad idea.
Now it's John's turn. My apologies.
No worries.
Oh, well, technically now it's the giant's turn, who stabs me, and then it's my turn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we
All
kind of
right.
did this out of order, but so we're sticking with the narrative, but yeah.
I am going to, as an action, disengage.
Smart.
And I'm going to back up right about here
Right.
before bonus action casting Spiritual Weapon.
Which I still don't have any type of icon for.
You fool! I guess that's at the attack. 18.
We just have to find a picture of Judge Judy's gavel.
The
Basically.
18 will hit,
You
so
were
go
gonna
ahead
say
and
we need a
roll.
picture of Judy.
The spiritual weapon.
roll
just
damage.
60.
Minimum damage.
Still 6
And I'll
though.
have it appear.
What does it look like? Because I actually do have a bunch of different little weapon assets.
Shit. It used to be a gavel, but
It was which is just, I guess, a hammer.
yeah, close enough.
Oh wait, here. Oh, I have something.
Just an uncomfortably high resolution image of Judge Judy.
There we go. You can't move that, but
No, I would like it below the bush to her left. There you go, perfect.
Below her left bush.
Kinda make it bigger there.
Boy.
There we go.
Why? For some reason, it's like an SCP. When that hammer showed up, I lost most of the lighting on my token.
Yeah, it cut off his field of vision so quickly.
I don't even know how. That's
I don't
weird.
I don't
know.
know, but he's entered blind sight.
It's fine because of my blind sight, but it's like I just as soon as the hammer entered, I lost most of the lighting on my token.
That is
It's the power of the law,
insanely.
baby. That's how fearful you are of the legal system.
That is so weird.
It is scary, to be fair.
There
It is
is
quite
nothing
scary.
here that should change anything like that.
Yeah.
Weird.
I just want to ask about this because I didn't actually know. It says, as a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet of it. It does not say anywhere that I actually have to see the creature.
Yeah, you just have
Is
to
that the
move it.
case?
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah, so as long
there's
as
a creature there, it doesn't
I
matter.
know that the creature's there, then I can attack it and, like, quote unquote, normally.
yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
assuming it's within
guess so,
your
yeah.
casting distance too.
Yeah, which is like
Yeah, it
30.
just has to be in range of the spell.
60 feet actually, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can move 20 feet within 60 feet. So I'll
So,
back up.
you
little bit more.
summon your totally a gavel, I swear, man.
Yes.
Into reality, which spins around and to bring court to order, smashes a foot. As she just
No one escapes the law.
Strawn.
Community service.
So, all I'm hearing is stuff outside. I haven't witnessed anything.
Yeah, you're just like heard a conversation like, "Where is Doug?" in a very deep but still somewhat feminine voice.
Wait. What's funny is, does Strawn speak giant?
It's just heard a bunch of grunting.
Which means you're just hearing fucking Russian in the fucking distance, and then you just started hearing dragons and attacks.
Which sounds like Russia to me.
Yeah, also Russian.
So I'm gonna move here, and then I'm gonna see. Oh, there's something going on.
See a lady.
There is a lady there. Yeah.
I am gonna ask Indigo, what's going on?
It's Doug's partner. She came home early.
Oh. Threat?
She has a spear. You don't
John
see
would
it, but
think
there is
so.
a trail
Yeah.
of blood leading up to the middle entrance of this place.
Hasn't got me yet, but she's working on it.
Ah, so not friend.
No.
Not friend, food.
In that case, Eldritch Blast.
I saw it rolling at 22.
No.
7 does not hit.
I know.
Just like after all this deliberation, you're just like, okay, I Eldritch Blast, but you didn't have quite the amount of time you normally have to aim it, and it just kind of it hits off the gavel, which causes it to spin profusely, and then it goes flinging off into this into a tree somewhere as you see the
Does
snow
this give it
cascade
an
off
extra
of it.
1 point of damage from gravitational or forces if it hits next time?
No, but
So-
it does make that little pinball spin noise.
That is such a bullshit response to say about this situation that I have to agree. Yeah, anything else, Strawn?
Man, I gotta look at this other sheet. I hate the way it is. Bonus action. No.
So many
good for
bonus
now.
actions to choose from.
All right, Aurelia, you also don't know what the fuck is going on.
But I can see Strawn's casting, so I'm just gonna move to here, go past them to there. And I'm going to like dramatically drop to one knee as I kind of like flick my arms towards her. And I'm gonna need an intelligence saving throw as I cast Mind Whip.
All right, go
Are
ahead
you
and throw mine.
proposing to her?
Maybe.
Maybe.
What
Go
would
through
she
a spell.
say, though?
Oh, I didn't rest. All my spell slots are messed up because I didn't short rest on this one.
You don't gain your spell slots back from short resting.
No, but you have sorcery points.
Yeah.
Burn sorcery points for it.
You use your bonus action to
It's-
burn sorcery points. Yeah.
You use a bonus action and burn 2 sorcery points to get a short
But
spell
it's a
slot.
second level spell slot.
Then it's 3 sorcery points.
Yeah.
So you have to burn all 3.
John, ready to do?
All right, yeah, you can absolutely do that. So you burn 3 sorcery points.
I only had 3s.
Yeah.
Lookity clackety, I'm coming for that property. All right, intelligence
It
save.
doesn't rhyme.
It doesn't.
Ooh.
Fail.
Ooh, nice amount of psychic damage.
All right, so that's 11 psychic damage whole, and what else happens? It must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action, and it only gets one. All right, nice. Ow!
So he
you bloodied her.
He drops to one knee and he like flicks his arms out, and then purple like spectral whips connect his hands to like around her head that just tighten and cause damage.
Oh, it does, and she's immediately like frothing at the mouth a little bit. You see some blood spurt out of her ear as she kind of like tumbles down to one knee as well, still having spear and shield in hands. All right, Indigo.
All right. Well, he just sees that and is like, okay.
Yeah, looks like opportunity.
All right.
Opportunity arisen.
Sometimes opportunity knocks. Sometimes it casts spells. I will work on that.
Sometimes opportunity knock you.
15?
15 does hit. Max damage.
Plus a d4.
Oh my god.
4, so 18 plus Stigarius can see me.
Stigarius doesn't have eyes.
Plus 6, so
20.
Jesus
24.
Christ, dude. You are melting her. Yeah. So just like Stigarius like breathes the breath of air onto your sword, which causes like these icicles to start forming on it as you're swinging it down, and basically chop off a good flank of flesh from her. Like she manages to like get out of the way just in time, but it like takes off basically her shoulder. It does not look good.
All right. Indigo is going to use movement to sort of sidestep over here.
Yeah, and the arm
Can
that
you
is
take
current.
up the same space as the spectral weapon?
Yeah,
Spiritual weapon?
Yeah, it has no it has no space.
Yeah, so
And
you basically
then-
like the arm, her shield arm just kind of goes limp, and she's just like trying their best to like use her body to move the shield in place to block attacks, but it's not really all that great.
And then Stigarius is going to bite.
Nice. He bit.
19. 3 piercing, 2. And that's what.
Nice. And another bite down at her leg, and as her thigh just starts to her thigh just starts to freeze over from the bite. It is now her turn. She's going to try to stab Indigo with her spear arm, is like just kind of like using her spear to kind of like break the physical manifestation of psychic energy that's connected to her head. Just whip it away, and get up and just go to stab with her like limp shield arm just flinging around, and she's gonna get 2 stabs out to you. Oh god.
Ooh,
That'll
that's
hit.
really close to the almost a 2.
Oh god.
Those are both
Wait,
gonna hit.
can she take 2 attacks though?
Yeah.
Multi-attack is an action. So that's how it's written. That's how I'm rolling it. So you take
I'm gonna take
a lot.
Stone's Endurance because I took a short rest. I
right.
can do
You can
Stone's
only
Endurance on 1.
yeah.
That's a D.
Let's not take a short rest right now. That would be lovely, but I can't do it.
Oh no. So you take
Do some
23
4.
points of damage.
Fuck, I'm out.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Even
So
with that
Indigo.
4 you're saved?
With that
Yeah.
4. If I had rolled any better than that 2, I wouldn't have dropped.
What happens to Stigarius when you get knocked unconscious?
Stigarius disappears.
Oh, so just like as you get stabbed once and you like manage to like heave your breath because you saw it incoming, and it just kind of like you try to bat it out with your sword, but it goes like directly into your abdomen, but your Stone's Endurance, like that part of your body just starts hardening up. But you manage to blunt the attack a little bit as she rips it out. She stabs again in the same spot, this time doing the full amount of damage. And you just, like, with this massive gut wound, start spilling out blood into the snow. You fall over. As you lose consciousness, you see the spectral, which was physical form of Stigarius, start to turn spectral and fade to snow and fall to the ground.
It was a hologram the whole time.
The holodeck. No, John Smith.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. Shit, I don't got this.
Save from around the cave
bonus
corner.
action. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I can't use a bonus action as an action, can I?
No, you can't.
That's
Not in
sad.
the system.
You
but
can
then
hit
I
with
have
a
to go
weapon,
and
though.
touch him, though. Well, no, because I could heal him, but I can either heal. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking heal him. I'm not gonna be stupid about this. I have a crossbow, I think. Let me check. Yes. I will do.
You will have to like drop your shield
I
to
can
get the
see.
crossbow out, but yeah.
Let me just walk
Isn't
up
removing a
here
shield super
until I can
difficult?
see him.
Oh yeah,
You
you can see Indigo. Yeah, he's kind of like below your spectral gavel, just kind of bleeding out onto the snow.
Sweet. I will cast Healing Word.
Nice.
The bleeding stops. Ooh.
Maximum skills, baby.
Indigo,
stand.
you heal 12 points of damage as your your intestines start knitting back together with this holy life light of life insurance. And
That was literally half his health.
yeah, your flesh just starts knitting back together, and you wake up.
He looks for
currently prone on the
Stegarius
ground.
and then doesn't see him and is just like, what the fuck?
I don't know how I'm gonna contact him again.
I didn't get his number.
Damn it.
We've been trying to reach
I
you
think
about
I'll
your
just-
Drake's extended warranty.
I think next time I just have to think about like fear and pain and hate or something.
You can't cast 2 spells in the same turn, right?
You
Not
can't,
2 leveled spells.
But you can
not
cast
2
a
level
cantrip.
spells.
Oh, you guys cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay. Then as my actual action, I will cast Toll the Dead!
I like
Ow.
how it echoes in that room.
Toll the Dead!
You can pull up like a curtain
what
or
do I
something.
have to hold in order to alter?
just
Toll
click
the
on
Dead,
like, the
it-
description of the spell, and there should be something that says alt roll, and then click on the part that says alt.
Attack roll?
Yeah, alt roll should be like a button.
Damage.
I
Versatile
might-
damage. Is that the
Ooh, it's a
one?
verse.
Yeah, versatile damage,
that might be
absolutely.
Here's save for you to click the save button.
Yeah, you should be able to just go ahead and
Check.
click like.
Muted.
Check.
Uh-huh.
Check.
Why am I muted? What the fuck's going on there? Anyway,
No, you're muted.
how long was I muted?
Dungeon Master, who did that?
What was the
you're
last thing-
I looked up and you were muted.
I think the last thing we heard from you is that Indigo's like flesh connected
started
and stopped bleeding.
getting back
Oh yeah,
together.
okay, good. So not too much. The good news is none of what I said was muted for the recording, so that's nice. Yeah, but yeah, so you should be able to hold Alt and click the die icon on Toll the Dead, and that should, assuming it's set up. Let me just make sure you're. Yeah, it's set up.
Well, I already gave you the this DC 15 save, so I'm gonna see if this particular functionality works.
Okay, so here's the saving throw for it. She does
That,
not save.
that does not look like it's a wisdom save. So it's a versatile damage. Yes, it is the right one. All right.
All right.
5
there you go.
necrotic damage.
Yep. As you just everybody hears this small little bell toll, as everybody just feels like this creep of dread on the back of their neck, but more so does Gag, which is her name, by the way. Yeah, that's true. As like these, like
Good.
as her soul begins to start being torn towards the afterlife before she's gone, as you just kind of see like in the place where her soul attempts to leave or attempts to be forced out, just like this blackened flesh of necrotic like rot. Yeah,
That's what the
anything else?
IRS will do to you. Anyway, I'm gonna back up. back up.
Literally just says, "Have you paid your taxes recently?"
You are being audited.
Dun, dun,
Your life-
dun, dun.
Your life wasn't insured, so we'll take it as recompense. Strawn. He might not be here. There he is.
Just it only takes a second.
They just read this.
Fucking head rush though.
Wait.
Good old fashioned Eldritch Blast.
The Beldritch Blast.
Fucking damn it! Oh my god! I watched it roll off of a 17.
So the gavel was spinning one direction. So like, Indigo, while you're like currently trying to get up, the gavel is spinning very fast above you. The
You are
Eldritch Blast
making
goes.
this very difficult.
Yeah, the Eldritch Blast hits the gavel on the opposite end, causing the force of action to cancel out, and it starts spinning the opposite direction, but all just above Indigo's head.
Wait, did it?
Sorry, the law has a mind of its own.
Bonus action to anything?
I have none.
Okay. Aurelia.
I'm just gonna firebolt.
I need something to bonus action at some point.
Don't you have like hex?
I thought,
They're
why don't you
leveled
have,
spells and I have no slots.
why don't you have any slots? I thought you took a short rest.
You're warlock.
Did you remove them because you thought you didn't have them?
Did I never?
Those come back because you short rested.
Whenever we short rest, all of our spell slots come back.
I don't know why I never undid those.
Oh, well, yeah, you have 2 spell slots, so...
Sorry, that was your turn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, if you wanted to do something as a bonus action with that, by all means.
No.
All
The time's
right,
passed. Firebolt is
fine.
coming out.
Fine.
I did have
Firebolt.
a 20 on
It is a 20. It does hit. I see how it is. I'm just trying to help.
I rolled minimum,
I appreciate it. I just
you know what? You know what, Strawn? If you want to take your turn now, just regard the firebolt, maybe.
So you smacked this firebolt. You conjure the flame into your arm and start throwing it down the way. And it, while she kind of leans herself back as she manages to pull her soul back into her body somehow, you smack dab in the middle of the forehead with the firebolt, because it was a 20. And then, but what you didn't realize is that the flame started flickering out on its way to her forehead. So it's just this small little flick of spark that kind of singes her flesh there. And she just has this little red mark on her forehead.
He's not a good caster. He wasn't keeping the concentration up on that spell long enough. It's not even a concentration spell. He just backed out of it too quickly because he thought he had it.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry, it was just in my room.
All right, the fucking multiple people knocking on my door in the last 30 minutes. Anything else? Bonus action?
Not with these spell slots.
All right, Indigo, you're currently prone on the ground.
Right. Indigo gets up.
Schwang.
Avoiding the spinning gavel that's spinning at Mach 10.
Yep. Grips their fucking longsword and Schwang.
Schwang.
Indeed.
She does look like she's on death's door. She has had her soul nearly ripped out of her body. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know if you tried to do 1 damage last turn.
You get up and you pick up your sword off the ground and you go to slash, but then all of a sudden you feel this searing pain in your abdomen. Because it hasn't...
The gavel smacks it out of your hand.
You pick up the sword, and then while the gavel is spinning, you just didn't realize where it was, and it knocks it out of your hand, and it flings to the other side of you. You do manage to pick that up, but it is the end of your turn.
God. Does this have to be correct here?
Yeah, you just look around to criticize John, but he's nowhere in sight.
John, what the hell?
2 spear stabs.
Control your spells.
Wait, aren't you the one that walked there?
Yeah, well, I thought you could control this.
The law cannot be controlled.
Where is John?
The government regulations are too strong.
Now, that spell that stopped her from doing a move action with that, how long does that last? How long does that effect last?
I believe it's just the next turn, but I'm not.
Okay, so her turn is as normal now. All right, so she's going to go, first of all, she's going to take this opening that has been caused on Indigo and stab Indigo. Oh my fucking God. Only 18s with this lady. As you take 15 points of damage. She just stabs you right in, you're... The magical, there's still that magical emanation around your abdomen where you were healed, but it's still a lot of damage that's still around there, and it's still a lot of aching pain. So she instead goes for your shoulder, pinning you down into the ground, knocking you back down as you just start losing consciousness again from all the blood loss.
Yeah.
And then she's immediately going to chuck the spear at Aurelia.
Ooh, I do it. I dare you. I want you to hit me. I can guarantee that I survive this.
Does a 15 hit?
That meets my AC.
There you go.
Because of the mage armor.
You take 11 points of damage.
I'm alive, and I will use my reaction to Hellish Rebuke.
Oh god. So yeah, like we'll get the rolls out of the way here first. She does succeed the roll, so she takes half damage.
Still like 3d6.
You made a save DC for your own thing.
Oh well, it's a good thing I saved because I was dangerous. That's the only nat 20 I'm getting for the night.
So that's 4 points of damage that she takes. She has 2 HP. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. She has 2 HP. So she stabs Indigo into the ground, rips the spear out of her shoulder, spins it around, and chucks it over at Aurelia, stabbing Aurelia directly in the stomach. Aurelia then lets out that demonic whisper that she just inherently knows, or he, and immediately this spark of flame flickers through all the snow, through the snowfall, landing on her and immediately entrancing her into more flame, burning away her clothes and the flesh on her face. She has 2 HP, and it is now John Smith's turn.
John
All
Smith,
right.
hit him with a gavel.
As a bonus action, well, first I'm going to walk out so that I can see what I'm doing, even though I don't actually have to. As you know what? No, I've got the spell slot. Well,
This is the last combat. Pop it.
yeah. Okay.
Nah, I
I
say
can always use the gavel as a backup. I will point at her and be like, "You really should have bought insurance." And I will cast Guiding Bolt.
Throw it. Oh god.
You never know what might come your way as she gets struck with lightning.
That hits. 24 hits.
All right, here we go. 4d6 damage.
Jeez. Yeah. How do
12 radiant damage.
you kill her?
I just my guiding bolt. I like to say that it's not like a bolt of light. It's just like this glowing feather pen that's used to sign insurance documents. That just my finger and just stabs her through the heart. And there's this anime freeze where it's just a silhouette and the trace of the pen going through her. And then I go over and I'm like, another contract for me.
She is dead.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
She's dead on the ground, but we're
deal's
still
been sealed.
because Indigo Harmwinter is making death saves. We are still in combat. So Strawn, it is your turn. The threat is taken care of, but tensions are still high as the body does fall directly onto Indigo Harmwinter's corpse. Sorry, future corpse.
Possible.
I mean, I can heal him again if you guys want. I do have
Yeah,
more
we're
healing
just gonna
spells.
go.
And spare the dying.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, friend.
Just pushing the giant's
that
body
well,
off.
God.
1 too many
So-
wine casks, right? As he's dying.
It's a medicine check, yeah.
Yeah, it's a medicine check
where
to
are
stabilize. You could use a spell slot after that to heal or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
So you manage to stabilize, you start applying pressure to his shoulder
You're pretty
wound.
sure where the wounds are as they're open and obvious to you.
Just start packing
Listen,
him full of snow.
Everywhere around, Indigo's this indigo color. God forbid that be the description.
Indigo is indigo,
And is
right?
surrounded by white. There's red spots all over him. That's probably where he's hurt. All right, so he's stabilized, and because of that, we're now just gonna end combat here. And you guys, I don't think we necessarily need this map, but I'll keep it on here for now. As the body of Gag is still there, I'm just removing the token for posterity's sake. So, if you wanted to heal Indigo, you can. Otherwise, he will wake up in 3 hours with 1 HP.
We can't really carry these caskets ourselves.
Yeah, I'm not as strong.
Literally,
man.
Indigo's the only way you guys are gonna bring those caskets anywhere.
Just check. Oh yeah. So Cure Wounds is way higher. So I will cast Cure Wounds. I will touch him and cast Cure Wounds. Now I do want to just check and make sure. Blah blah blah. Okay, it's disabled life. Okay. So
Yeah, so
Sure.
your spells should automatically be augmented by your life domain stuff as well.
Yeah.
I noticed that was added on there automatically.
there's a lot of max healing going on. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
Nice.
So Indigo, you wake up with 16 points of health just on the ground.
Indigo's just like, oh, fucking, what is she? I will.
Auralia is just gonna like pull on your armor and be like, "Hey, we need you to move these wine casks."
Right, wine casks. Next plan.
Just completely disregard the fact you almost died.
I
Oh,
want here.
Before we do anything, I'm gonna use just take a bonus action to use Harness Divine Power to regain a spell slot.
All right, awesome. So here's something I want you guys to notice. The basket that she had put down with all the various little bits of
I
metal.
was gonna ask about
I was gonna check that.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah. If somebody wants to look at it, give me an Arcana
I'll let
check.
Strawn do it.
I don't have
Investigation.
Arcana, so yeah.
Arcana.
I'll.
Arcana.
I have a
Arcana.
1. I can try.
Oh, what the
Okay.
fuck? Can I get a single good roll?
I do have investigation, so.
Oh my god.
Hey. The
It would be
sword through
Arcana
knows
specifically for
magic.
this.
I'm sorry. do you want me to take a look at this?
Oh wait, never mind. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use Favored by the Gods.
All right. Oh, that's a pretty good roll.
I'll do an Arcana. Hey, not bad.
You're doing Favored by the Gods. What does that do? That gives you advantage, or you add something
2d4.
to
It
it?
gives me an extra thing to roll.
Yeah, 2d4.
You can, yeah, you can add that if you want. Absolutely. As everybody looks at the basket full of chunks of metal.
Chunks of metal.
8 plus 5.
chunk.
All right.
So 13 Arcana. For,
That's not bad.
Yeah, for Bliss.
How am I the oblivious one here?
You're not
I-
favored
the
by the
good news
gods.
is-
I cheated to do this. I
Yeah.
hope you know that.
You look at the basket, and while the shards of metal, you're not sure what they would be put together to look like. Ultimately, you're not sure. It's something weird, but other than it's just chunks of metal, they do appear to be pretty high quality, even though the fact that it is pretty much in pieces. So you could probably get a good price for somebody like a tinkerer or a blacksmith or something like that if you sold it to them. But your rolls are not good enough to tell anything else about it.
I mean, if these are worth something, yeah.
Even
we
with
should just
16,
ask it.
yeah.
Let's take-
However, Strawn, as you touch one of the pieces to get a closer look at it, while you can't tell what it is, other than it's pretty high quality metal, you get like this whisper in the back of your head. And it's just like this barely audible, and you recognize it to be deep speech because you can speak that. But whatever it is, it's like just barely audible at first, and it's just this horrible language of just the minds themselves that speak. And through your awakened mind, you're eventually able to kind of make out something, which I have to pull up specifically. I'm so sorry. I had this ready. You just kind of
I'm
get.
sorry, did you say deep speech or dog speech?
It is deep speech.
Woof woof, motherfucker! I'll kill you all.
Why am I having so much trouble finding this? Oh my. Oh,
It's under there.
you in deep speech, like in this horrible language of the only most knowing minds or unknowable minds, you hear the words like with kind of like a staticky feel to it. Emergency. Vessel in Psi crystal needed.
Are you being possessed, Strawn?
Psi crystals?
So the words you were able to kind of make out, like a lot of it's like almost staticky. You feel like it's very strange for deep speech to be staticky, which is what
It
really
feels like a
catches you up.
fast food drive-through.
Yeah.
Extra pickles.
And the only words you were able to make out as like it kind of cleared up a little bit is the words emergency, the vessel, like emergency, a lot of static, vessel, and like another word that sounded like imp or something. It started with imp, more
Imposter?
static.
Sus?
And then psi crystal needed was like one of the few sentences that like came out fully.
There's probably impulse engine, spaceships or something.
This must be for a BMW.
These giants do strike me as the type of people to drive BMWs.
Haha,
with the
must be
account-
a Prius, am I right?
But the problem about this, it's not just that whatever this is, it doesn't stop. You just keep hearing like the same type of static.
On
You
loop?
kind of catch those same words. Yeah, it's almost like you catch those words sometimes, and they're basically repeated with like the same inflection. But this static you keep hearing in like the back of your minds, it just doesn't go away. It's almost like tinnitus. It's just there, and it doesn't seem to stop.
Second time we've mentioned tinnitus.
Ah, what the fuck?
It just so happened to come up. It's like, yeah, it's a pretty good description. Well, there you
I'm
go.
gonna-
Look at that.
I'm gonna tie like a handkerchief or like a shirt over the basket so the metal isn't like visible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Indigo went and grabbed the caskets again, and it's just like,
The-
all right, let's
Now,
go.
is the basket completely full? Like, we're talking about a
Yeah,
giant-sized
it's-
basket full?
It's pretty much full. It's basically the size of, what's the best way to describe this? A golden retriever, maybe. Yeah.
What? I
Like
thought
a
it was like a
basket.
picnic basket.
Yeah, it's a picnic basket to a giant. Yeah, but with the size comparison, yeah, it's like a golden retriever, whatever this thing. It's probably going to be hard to carry, but at the very least, it's good. You could probably drag this because it's in a basket.
Two of you take it. I already have casks of meat.
I
I'm
want a
still
couple
carrying
shards
your
of
maul,
wood.
apparently.
How big are the shards?
The shards themselves, whatever this thing was at one point, it was fairly decently large, but it looks like it might have been like multiple of the same thing. It's
Like, am
Like,
I able to pocket
each-
one?
yeah, you could like there's shards that are small enough that you could pocket, yeah, but like some of these things are
Okay.
like the size, like some of these shards are like the size of your arm as well. So
We should probably take all of them so we can sell all of them.
Yeah, it's just whether or not we have to like 2-man a basket.
Or
Another-
probably like two of you
and-
can like bolt.
And just so Strawn knows, the signal, you can already tell that it's not coming from this. Whatever is hitting your head, you can almost like point to it in a direction wise. It's fairly muddled, but you kind of know that it's kind of pointing towards the
So I'm
south
guessing,
end of Icewind Dale somewhere.
These are like a conduit.
Yeah, so it's like an antenna.
Maybe, but
Maybe.
here's it's like you don't feel like you feel like whatever this is, it's connected to that, but whatever happens now, you're just receiving the signal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, what I've gathered,
Almost-
it seemed like
Almost like
It
you
was-
you accidentally turned yourself into an antenna for a receiver.
Nice.
you can finally
Look,
start
Mom,
your radio
I got my
podcast.
dream job. I'm an antenna.
I'm a satellite dish.
All right. But other than that, nothing else happens. So if like the other two, so if Aurelia and Strawn wanted to kind of carry that basket, or not carry, but more like push and drag it through the snow, which is absolutely possible, you can do that on your way back while Indigo carries.
If it's
the two
golden
kegs.
retriever size, I could probably drag it myself.
Maybe, yeah. It's
But if it's full
not-
of metal chunks, I don't know how heavy that is.
It is pretty heavy,
True.
but like I said,
True.
dragging it is different from carrying it, so you could absolutely do that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Two good mead.
Oh, I want to check on my friend.
You
Yeah,
kind of just
right.
notice that he's like right over here. He just kind of like walks up over here and just waves at you guys.
I'm gonna give him a dancing light.
He takes it and kind of walks off with it.
That's fine.
All right.
You see,
Nope.
like as he kind of turns around, he waves at you, almost like in a goodbye fashion, and then just starts walking away back into the forest.
I will
You're stealing your magic, bro.
telepathically let him know it's been real.
Uh,
Yeah. Tell him I love him strong.
You're not sure if they can make a finger gun motion, but you can definitely looks like he gives it a shot, like a finger crossed out.
Later, Space Cowboy.
But
right.
he just walks off with a dancing light into the forest.
Feel good, me.
All right, so you guys take the 8-hour journey back to Goodmead, and by the time you get back, you're fucking exhausted because that was one hell of a hike.
Yep.
But you.
Maybe we should camp out in the middle of the forest.
No.
The good news is, well,
Maybe quirky.
you're mainly using torchlight to kind of get back by that time. So I might need you to remove like 2 torches just because of how dark it is by the time you get there.
Dancing light.
Night
But
vision.
the good news is that like you do arrive around the time that the aurora starts painting its way across the sky and granting you light, so you
Oh,
don't need to do it as much. That's right, dancing light. My bad. Never mind.
Yeah, if I use dancing light, then I only really need to keep it about like 10 feet away from Indigo because of his blind sight.
Yeah.
And we can actually space out our ice.
Yeah,
our
you
eyesight
could.
really
I
well.
forgot that we were
is that
using. I forgot that we
Right.
were using dancing lights to get around. So yeah, absolutely, that's absolutely fine.
You're right. It's just
Um,
funny to me that we can basically account for Indigo being mostly in the dark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys do finally make your way to Goodmead, dragging a basket, carrying 2 heavy barrels, just like your pretty bad wounds too. Like you got healed, like the bleeding stopped, but it's very uncomfortable. And you guys do
I got a
make it
spearhead
back.
stuck in me.
That is the wrong music. Combat immediately. No.
Me.
Yeah, everybody fights for the alcohol.
And I assuming that your guys' first stop is probably going to be the mead hall.
Oh yeah.
Oh
We gotta
yeah.
load this shit off.
But what about the shrine of the flaming sword?
The fight of the shaming, the shine flame.
The shrine of the warming
Maybe if we
Flaming,
sacrifice the alcohol to the
shaming.
shrine, we'll get something.
No.
Is it flammable enough?
This isn't a fucking Kakarot
And-
flaming. Like this isn't a fucking like.
Oh, that does
Yeah, you
remind
nailed
me.
it, bud.
I did give you guys the detail. I gave Strawman and Indigo the details about their the little boon they got. But you do have a charm of animal conjuring from the little guy.
Yeah.
That should be on your character sheets. I even wrote it down with like 3 uses. As soon as you're out of those uses, you can just delete it. If you update your character sheet, remember how many uses you have, so I can just add it right back.
Is that like a magic item, or does it have a amount of time until it goes away?
Amount of time until it goes away.
It's just no. It's a amount of use. So you have it until you use it.
Yeah.
But it
That's awesome.
it is something intrinsic to you, not an item you have.
Yeah, I mean, in like properties of whether or not it goes away.
Yeah, no, it's
Possibly did update the sheet.
you've okay. I'll go ahead and add it
Charm
as an
has been
observer.
murked.
Already fucking lost it.
I didn't want it. All right, it's fine.
Yeah.
Here. The good news is I can just go pop it right back on your character sheet. There you go. I made a
I mean,
custom item for it.
Maybe it's for the best that Auralia didn't get that charm, because he would definitely throw it in front of him so they couldn't attack him.
All right, so you guys walk back to the meat hall, and a bunch of people are watching as like the Goliath is carrying 2 caskets of mead. It has a hole in his chest, like in his stomach and in his chest, his shoulder, like
Not
just
his
underneath his
chest.
shoulder. Not his chest. I kept wanting to say chest for some reason. You know,
His chest.
John has
Not
like
his
a
chest.
wound. He's a wound. He's kind of like holding closed on his side. Auralia has this hole on their abdomen that they're holding closed as well.
2 frail twinks push a basket together.
Strawn is mostly untouched by all this. Yeah, I mean they took some damage earlier, but I mean right now they're fine. So,
Yeah,
it's
not bad.
been an ordeal, and
Yep.
I will say that this just because I want to get it out of the way. You guys did finish the quest. The quest is now over. You just got to turn in. You finished.
No.
You guys, now, congratulations! You guys level up to level 3 because you guys finished 2 quests. So you finished your 3rd quest, which this does kind of conclude the quest. The mead must flow is its name. But you guys kind of step in, like you got like eyes looking at you. Some people are really just kind of like confused, but also like intrigued about what's going on. As you guys walk into the mead hall, you see the same bushy-beard dwarf that's sitting at the table, who does look up to you and sees the caskets of mead and sees the battle damage, I'd offer you a drink, but it looks like you already have one.
We, as professional representatives of a quest, we have not partaken in it yet, so that would be welcome.
Yeah. Indigo is gonna set down the 2 casks of meat and go, yeah, we found your giants. We dispatched them heavily.
There was also an ogre.
There is also an ogre.
And a bear.
And a
Hold on.
bear.
There was a bear? I never saw this bear.
There was a bear. We took care of bear.
Really?
Down strong.
I feel like I would notice that.
You killed
did.
2 giants, an ogre, a bear, and got the mead back.
And recovered your
And got the
alcohol
mead
untouched.
We
I
also
set free
saved a bunch
several
of
animals.
goats.
If you don't believe me, Strawn, I know you're weird. I know you took souvenirs.
Or you could just make an 8-hour hike.
I pull out one of the shards. We found this in a
Listen,
basket.
the damage that you... Looking at you, I can already tell you've been into a scuffle. If you fought a giant and came out alive, I can only imagine the giant is dead. So...
It has been since referred to as a snafu.
He just like looks at the 2 barrels and he goes, 3 were stolen.
Correct. The 3rd was empty. I didn't feel like bringing it back.
Did you want the 3rd?
I mean,
No,
you can go
it's
get
a basket.
the
It's fine. I just
There,
wanted
there.
to know. I just wanted to confirm. Well, okay.
Get out of my face. Intimidation check.
He like
Now,
snaps
if you
his
want to
finger.
purchase some insurance so that this doesn't happen again, I can set you up with that.
He like snaps like while you're stopping. He's like snapping his finger, trying to get like a work associate over. It's like get these on a cart. Get them out of here. Like we gotta pipeline the finish. We got work orders to fill. And it's just like, if this is the service that you provide, by all means, let's get a contract signed.
Immediately, let me just pull out a bunch of
That
papers.
is something John
However,
does quite frequently.
It does not cover you if giants steal it, so make sure that doesn't happen.
No, actually, that is covered now, and we will add that coverage at no premium since we've already dealt with the giants in the area.
That is true. You killed every giant that. I mean,
Yeah,
largely.
and he's just like, oh, get it signed right away, and he like you guys get the paperwork
Excellent.
signed, and I don't know how to thank you for this though. Right now, is there
Money.
anything?
Money, please.
Money is appreciated.
Money's universal, baby.
I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting you guys to come back alive, so I didn't
Yeah.
have
You
anything
get the
ready.
lot.
That's fine. Bankrupt your family.
Yeah.
I don't care. Pay me.
We can talk details now that we've shown our worth.
I mean, we can't right now because we have to send it out. But like, you're always free to come here for a drink. That is always on us.
Lifetime free mead sounds like an excellent deal.
I don't drink.
Drinks and
Good thing we
lodging.
have these 2 barrels. We'll take these.
Drinks and lodging, at least for the night, while we work on some other details.
Well,
Listen,
our
if
stay
you-
would be covered if that'd be great.
If you need a place to stay, we can put you up here for a fair bit. I would recommend you stay in town while we come up with something a little bit more material to grant. By all means. And he's like, he snaps his fingers for somebody else to come. And there's like another guy, like a little scrawny kid coming up. I was just like, what can I do for you?
But would you perchance have, let's say, a sword of the flaming variety? That would be a great payment.
Well, I don't know how religious John is as a cleric, because a lot of his power comes from something. The flaming sword is a deity. It's
I'm assuming I would at least know that, even if
you would know. It's a shrine to Tempest, a god of war. So you would know that. There's no actual flaming sword. It's just called.
I'm a little as a player. I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of expecting to like walk into the shrine and there being like an Excalibur style pedestal like sitting
on
in
fire.
a flaming sword sitting in the stone.
The shrine gets its name from the depictions of Tempest holding a flaming sword, which if you went over to the building now, you would see that a lot of it has come down to disarray. Like, it hasn't been upkept at all very much. But yeah, it's not an actual flaming sword. My apologies.
Aurelia will ask for like a room in order to move this basket into there immediately.
Yeah, we do probably need a long fucking rest.
That's the key part. It's already late at night. We can't even sell this right now if we wanted to.
We did an 8-hour hike there. We were there for like 2 hours, and we did an 8-hour hike back.
With several encounters.
We need to fucking sleep.
He like the little like scrawny kid with like the pimply face just starts follow me, and he leads you over to like places where you guys can sleep and rest, and there's some lodging pretty much just off the building a little bit, and it's just like, you come to Good Meat often? He's walking you over here, like completely oblivious to what has happened.
Been here a couple times. Only ever really been through here for work mainly.
Can I use thaumaturgy to like pull his pants down or something?
That's not the thaumaturgy.
Give him a wedgie. Use mage hand to give him a wedgie.
I don't have mage hand, or I would. But like Auralia does not want to communicate with this man.
A lot of his talk is basically just like him reading off of a pamphlet, I guess.
Of like how to be hospitable.
Like it's basically like, hey, if you come to Good Meat, you should really. You can always get your.
Die of boredom, I'll spare the dying.
You should always make sure you bring your earplugs. I've personally grown numb to it, but the constant buzzing of bees is usually a problem for most people that come in here.
Have you used thaumaturgy to make his voice really low?
I wish I had a spell slot to Chaos Bolt. I don't think you understand.
Can I, in his head, just make buzzing sounds?
You can. Nothing changes
like
about it. You know it worked, but nothing has changed about his demeanor.
I will cast command on him, and my command word will be quiet.
Yeah,
silent.
He has no roll needs to be made here. Like it works, but you just notice that he's still making like the hand motions and whatnot as if he's talking. He just this is like so ingrained in his personality that he just hasn't realized he hasn't been able to say a word. He's just going through the motions.
That was my last spell slot, by the way. So I'm glad we're taking a long rest.
Understandable.
To bed we go.
You absolutely find yourselves at the at all your rooms. Like it's pretty much like they're giving you like the privacy of like 2 small rooms with some cots set up, but that's the most they're able to provide.
I'm gonna ask him what his name is.
He's
silent. He does like he like looks over to you and he like nods his head and moves his hands like around in motion that he's explaining his name, and honestly it goes on for a lot too long. Probably trying to give you a backstory, but no sound is produced.
Can you telepathically communicate even if he is silenced?
Yeah.
He's not verbally saying anything.
Yeah.
I didn't say quiet, not don't speak or something. I don't know. It's quiet. As long as it's not making noise, sure. I'd say.
Command is only one word.
So you get to like mentally communicate. So like you get that message back, but it's like very much like you don't feel like he noticed. It's the main thing. And he says, like in. My name's Gerald. Nice to meet you.
I look at him, pimply face and all, like, look more like a jack to me.
So he like makes some motion to like get into your room, and you feel like he's trying to go through a more spiel about like the toilet paper or something, whatever goes on here. But you guys can go inside and take
door closed in his face.
I want you to know, by the way, Mr. DM, regardless of that comment you just made, I was gonna say the same thing anyway.
Fucking just go ahead and give you the Uno reverse card, but a little bit too early. Yeah, so you guys can go ahead and take yourselves an 8-hour rest to get like all this fatigue off of you. And it's around this time that the sun is well, the last bit of sun that you guys would understand as twilight has suddenly hit the world around you. And you guys can definitely take your long rest, get all your spell slots back, all your abilities, your sorcery points. You get the gist. Back to Goodmead. You guys are currently getting up. You have slept through most of the Aurora, but you still got some... Okay. You still got some twilight.
Get back up.
All right. I don't know if he's serious.
No, we're all good.
Hang on, taking 5. Taking 5.
So
when are we taking break?
Can we take a break right now? Actually, I have to go do something.
I've been waiting for you guys to come back so we can take a break.
Is everyone back?
We're not live. We can't do these jokes anymore. It's so backwards.
No, they're just gonna get
True, they all get edited out.
No.
It's so Jack, you're forbidden from removing that particular joke.
I wasn't
had a
gonna take
deal.
it out originally, but then somebody gave me the idea. I was like, oh yeah, I can just edit it. Anyway, yeah, so you guys wake up the next day. It's currently twilight outside as the sun has forcibly moved itself. It's like Gmod clipped itself to be in sunset now, or like past sunset into twilight. And that's when you guys are kind of like still a little bit groggy, still kind of licking your wounds, and you hear a knock on the door.
I slowly take off my eye mask.
I grab my hand axe.
The
It's in preparation. We don't know what the day is going to be like.
I do not react.
knocking. just
John
continues.
slept in his business suit.
Of course.
I
have
go
a night
over.
suit.
I go over to the door and I sort of reach for the doorknob, but first I go, "Who is it?"
You would think I would have this part set up. Anyway,
I don't know who it is.
my name. You hear on the other side of the door you recognize the voice from somewhere. And a lady on the other side says, "My name is Olivesa Utapor. I was hoping I could talk to you for a second."
Utapau.
Utapor.
I look
Poor,
around
as
the
in
room.
no
General
money.
Grievous was defeated.
I look around the room, sort of seeing if we're decent enough.
I'm never decent enough.
I'm always decent enough.
Yeah, John makes up for it. Yeah, come in. Open the door.
Yeah, the door opens, and it's the woman that explained the situation in the town to you that was holding a cask, was bringing it across town somewhere. The same heavy set woman, a bit middle-aged. And she walks in and I do believe you actually killed the giants.
All two of them, and then the ogre and the bear.
Well, all right then. She just kind of like gives it like it's like that meme of that guy that just kind of closes his eyes and opens them wider. Yep. All right. When we talked earlier, I thought you were insane. So there's that.
There's 2 points. Don't contradict
Yeah,
yourself.
those aren't mutually exclusive, but we did take care of the problem.
Other than what I told you, what do you know about the election in town?
It's extremely enticing.
I know that the election in town is happening. That the bearded man appears to be the one running it and or involved in it.
Well, I mean, everybody's involved in the election. It's important to choose a town leader, a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
I find it difficult that there would be corruption in the elections of a town of, let me just count real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 people.
Point made.
Like John just like looking out the window, pointing at all the houses.
Well, we did count an inn as one when really it hosts many people. So
Well, yes,
What
but
makes you
people
say
are
corruption,
living
by the
in
way?
inn.
What makes you
Well, I
say
don't know, I'm
corruption?
assuming that as soon as we
who
talk about
talks of an
politics-
election without?
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
About, like,
If you're bringing up politics, I can only assume you're about to follow it up with corruption.
Well,
I mean, they go hand in hand. Am I right? America.
I know not of this place you speak.
I am currently in the running for.
Oh, so you want us to corrupt it? Okay.
No, hold on.
No,
John,
I appreciate your enthusiasm. There's no really easy way to put this. I don't want the position. I would like
So
you guys. I would like one of you to run for the position.
That sounds like a terrible idea on everyone's part.
You already.
Also, isn't there someone who actually lives here who could take this position?
Who cares?
Who would you like
The-
to run for the position.
I'm just sitting in the back, like, contemplating.
Well, you're already the talk. You're already the talk of the town. You've avenged our previous speaker and got our businesses up and running again. There's only 2 casks of mead, but I mean, it's
to
enough.
be fair, that
to
is
get people
entirely
talking.
how politics work where I come from.
It's if one of you could, if you had my backing and support, could easily take the position. I personally don't want it, but friends of mine have urged me to run against Shander, who is the other leading candidate for the position.
Is there a problem with Shander?
There's
His name.
It's
Yeah, besides his name.
That's
That can be
pretty
changed.
well, I personally am not too well connected with him. There's he can be a bit of a bully, and a blowhard. He does seem to mean well, but there's some of my own friends have pointed out that he may be. Well, it's funny you point out corruption. I'm not sure how any of that would be connected, but there's some rumors that he might not have the best intentions.
Well, then people
might not be pulling
again.
the
There's like
strings.
20 people in this town who are eligible to vote.
Well,
I know in the hearts of them all.
There's
Like,
not.
if there's any
there's
obvious
definitely.
corruption,
Keep in
it'll
mind,
be
there's more than
obvious.
one person per house, so I don't.
Okay, yeah, sure. Eligible people. Yeah, you take out the children, you take out the senile, you take out the
The
illegal
women.
There's a population.
Whoa, we have standards here.
There is a population of about 100 people in Goodmead.
Even with 100 people, like it's difficult to run. Every single person in this town knows every single other person.
It's a very
Yeah, so you
small
have to be a
town.
good person to be a good candidate.
Have you ever been to a small town in America? Like everybody's
I
in
would
each other's
say
business
too.
all the time. But it's. I personally have a bad feeling about Chandra myself. Like I said, I'm not too well connected with him, but I don't think I'm right for this position, even if I was able to pull as much support as I have. But you,
Can I-
for
Sorry, can I insight check to see whether or not she's trying to coerce us into corruption?
yeah, you can give me an insight check. That's fine.
Let's commit some voter fraud.
I mean, one way or another. She's saying like, no, I don't really want it, but like,
I'd like
this other guy's kind of a dick.
With the
I guess I'm
23
gonna have
insight,
to take it.
with the 23 insight, which is really fucking good, you can tell that she's telling the truth. She appears what she's saying is, at the very least, she believes it. That she's pulled some good support. She's in the running, but she doesn't want it, and she appears to be talking to you guys about it because she wants somebody who will take care of the town. And you guys have already shown that you have been the heroes of this day. Perhaps you can be the heroes of every day.
I'm gonna.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. In like a day, we're probably not gonna be in this town anymore.
That is the unfortunate matter of fact. We don't plan on spending a lot of time in any one place. We are adventurers by trade.
But we can guarantee that the management of such issues are taken care of properly.
Yes, by essentially. Sure. So if we can get elected, then we'll simply put someone else in charge.
Dude,
Yeah,
but
but we can guarantee that it's a good person.
John, are you trying to tell me you're not a fan of bureaucracy? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now? That you somehow don't trust
Only
your
when it works in
managerial
my favor.
expertise?
My point being that even in the same way that you don't think you're the right person for the job, I don't think any of us are truly good picks to be the leaders of a town that we do not actually live or have a stake in.
However, I can
Regardless of
guarantee
what the twink says.
Well, I don't think that we should rule him out.
Don't
I think
talk
he's
about
kinda
Strawn
cute.
like that.
I think regardless of whether or not we're good candidates, I think we have a high likelihood of winning, and I think that's more important because then we can delegate these to people who will actually look after the town.
you, as long as you,
one-
like, I understand it's a
just-
lot of responsibility to
No
ask
one-
of you, and we don't know each other that well, but I do have a bad feeling if Shander should take the spot.
I don't believe anyone who can do what it takes to get elected deserves to be elected. As a result, I think it'd probably be better off that we get elected and then immediately give our position over to someone who deserves it.
Instead of doing that and committing fraud, why not just support
Committing
someone who's
fraud.
competent?
Because supporting someone who's competent
That's less likely to get the
the
vote.
would
last
probably
person-
not go.
And
Yeah,
she
I
speaks
wanna-
up.
And
The last person who was
supported
the last person who was competent and supported was murdered by a giant. So you have shown your power that you can easily take care of a giant. That shows immense strength, even in leadership. Like, if you don't plan to stick
hold on
around
a second.
Goodmead,
I'm not sure where this links into leadership, but beating the
This
shit
links
out of a
into
large man isn't really.
well,
This
at the
links
very
into
least,
leadership because if they want to challenge the rule of anyone that we have set in place, they have to come kill us.
And we have killed what has killed the previous people.
delegation aside, I don't think putting somebody like, if one of you take this offer and become mayor, I would prefer it if you kept the role. If you don't plan to stay in town, I understand. Some delegation can absolutely be done, and I can help you out with that. I know my way around town. It's
And we can flex this in other towns.
but right now, Goodmead is in a bad spot. We just lost our speaker. We have one small victory here today because of you. If any one of you becomes that point of leadership, even if you're not doing too much and just helping out where you can, will mean a lot to the
I
spirit
stand
of the
up.
town.
I will do it.
Anybody
okay.
else? Anyone else of you?
Aurelia's gonna
Like, are there any other offers?
No,
Aurelia's immediately gonna kill his enthusiasm and be like, "Oh yeah, Strawn's got this. Yeah, Strawn. Yeah."
No, I'm joking about that point. But if you would take it, and I'm sorry I didn't catch all of your names.
John Smith, at your service.
Aurelia's gonna do the limp fish handshake and be like, "Aurelia."
And
Just like you are in bed, anyway.
You'll have no
And-
idea.
she
I
looks
never
over.
will.
She looks over. She looks over the Strawn, and you are
Strawn.
no last name. Understood.
I didn't give a last name. Why are you pushing on him so hard?
Well, I mean, he's the one that just agreed to push for her for speakership.
And that's a part of our campaign. Thank you.
It's one word. It's easy to remember.
Yeah, good
One
slogan.
syllable.
Well,
One syllable.
I
hear
can
them
already
chanting
tell you're
together.
very charismatic as a warlock. No,
And I can't tell if I'm hearing people chanting or if it's just in my head.
Why not both?
So you'll just act like you always are. It's the,
Always
it's the
hear
spirit that
royal
counts, yeah.
applause.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Couldn't hear you over the applause of my fans.
Olivessa goes to shake your hand, Strawn. It's like, if you would take the position, you would have my full support.
I'll have a strong grip back and handshake.
A strong back
A
handshake.
strong handshake.
A strong handshake. Then we should start campaigning immediately. When can you start?
What time is it?
It's currently
Morning.
It's pretty much the middle of the day right now.
12:27.
This is a perfect time.
I'm gonna look at my book. I'm gonna flip through a couple pages. Close the book.
Which
Now's
book?
a good time.
Which book?
My notebook.
Your notebook. So when you go to reach for your notebook, you instead pull out the other book, and you were reaching for your notebook.
Mm-hmm.
But you pull out the book that you had received previously in your dreams, and when you flip it open, you flip only to one page, just instinctively.
Mhm.
And in the blank page, other than the words written on it, there is the words "Take the job."
Huh. Now I don't know if I'm seeing things. I'm gonna close the book. I'm saying that in my head, but I'm gonna. Right now's a good time.
Well, then immediately, I can gather the people immediately, and we can have a campaign speech. If you have something, if you want to prepare, we have some time for that.
I'm gonna use my my costume because I'm a performer. I'm just gonna start making Strawn look more presentable.
Absolutely. Dresses him up like a clown. No.
Like all politicians.
Oh,
Like I said, I mean, if you four need some time to prepare, I can get a gathering at the town over at the mead hall, and we can get this going.
Well, personally, I can't prevent you from running. We all have our inclinations, of course. I do not consider this appropriate leadership, so I can't really condone these activities.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, taken into consideration.
Yes.
I can assure you that this leadership will probably be better than the other one. It would be better than
That
mine.
is for time to prove right.
I know it's not lesser of two evils wouldn't be the right phrase, but it's.
I think it would. Honestly, let's leave it there. Let's not over-invest into our morals here.
All right. Then I will be gone for an hour. I will start getting things ready. I'll leave you to it.
Ooh,
She goes to shake all of your hands.
I would suggest serving them alcohol at our speech. That way they're like happy.
All right. So you guys have a couple of hours. She kind of shakes all your hands and says farewell. You guys have a couple of hours before Strawn needs to give a campaign speech. What would you like to do?
The entire time Morali is like boosting them up and is talking about like the pyrotechnics of the dancing lights, the guidance beforehand. Like he's fully into the performative gestures here. He's got control flames. We're gonna be lighting torches and stuff.
Indigo is just like, so, what is your platform?
Lower
No
taxes.
giants in our
here?
town.
No giant. That works.
Wrong
I was gonna
platform.
say, I think we should go off of our accomplishments, showcase what we can do for the town, and prove
Boost our
to them-
support within alcoholics. A predominant field.
Good ideas.
Ooh,
Write that down.
show them the head of the person we killed in Brimshander.
Oh yeah.
Show them that we've also
that we've
done
taken
more
kinds
murders.
of what is that, intertown relations?
Isn't he
Yeah.
frozen winking or something?
He's frozen smiling, but it's not the.
He's doing a duck face emoji.
It's added clout, as they say.
I was like,
How quickly
while.
can we get
An Instagram
Garrett?
page going?
No, how quickly can we get Garrett down here to vouch for us?
I don't remember who Garrett is.
The
We don't teleport
guy you
yet,
saved
sorry.
from the mountain,
Yeah.
from the Yetis.
Oh.
All
yeah,
while
let's
this
bring
is
in the
happening,
carcass of the dead baby Yeti.
and all while this is
Yeah.
happening, Strawn
How
is still
quickly can we
getting.
get other John?
Strawn is just getting that static in the back of their head, almost pulling them
God.
into a direction as well. While you guys are discussing this, so that hasn't stopped even after like. It's been 16 hours.
Look up occasionally.
Yeah. The only thing you can tell is that the signal seems to be coming from somewhere like towards the south of Icewind Dale, like the southwest, somewhere around that area from where you are. But of course, one thing at a time. You're running for mayor.
Southwest.
And
Like
going
Southwest,
to
yeah.
win.
Southwest. Okay.
You got charisma. Somehow.
You've got my charisma.
Well, while they're
Would
doing
you-
this, can I go and try and find the guy that she was claiming would be a bad choice?
You
Yeah,
can
assassinate him.
Out the rest of my companions, as they are clearly occupied and did not think of this themselves.
Yes, you can start doing some investigations around town. What would you like to? What you're just trying to look for him himself?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's have a chat.
Find his house. Dig through his wardrobe.
Give me an
Discover the key drawer.
while
I'm
you're
actually a good guy this time.
give me an investigation check. Yeah. But while you're searching around, while you're doing that investigating, you're noticing that people are like kind of spreading word of mouth. Like they even like look over at you, and like some of them even like wave and like smile to you as you're walking by. But some people seem to like, be gathering somewhere, and you feel like they're heading towards the meat hall.
Hold on a second. I need to roll myself a wisdom saving throw.
Why?
How do I roll myself a wisdom saving throw?
It's on the side of your
Saving
abilities.
throw.
Okay, you got
Okay, we're good. I do not give in to the temptation to sell all these people insurance.
They would probably take it, yeah. I mean, giants are a real problem, apparently. You could sell them giant insurance.
Yeah, they'd trust you
Not
too because you
anymore.
saved them.
I know, but I got a 23 on my wisdom save.
Yeah.
I'm actually playing a good person this time, and so you have to fight the urge to take advantage of these people.
Exactly, okay? But I succeeded.
While you're kind of talking to some of the people trying to get like the whereabouts of Shander, and you kind of gotten his full name as I look for that. My apologies. That's around here somewhere.
Shander.
Brune
More like Sharder. Hi,
No,
I'm running for mayor.
Kind of like the same thing as like Bryn Shander. Yeah, you're a man named Shander Froth.
Brian Shander.
And you learn.
Adam
I'm just kind of looking over at notes.
Bryce Chandlin.
He's only lived in good some stuff. Like while you're like looking into him, like trying to find him, you've learned a few things about him as well. You've learned that he's only been in Good Meat. He's only lived in Good Meat for a few years himself. Though he's very popular amongst the town's loggers.
He stayed here for too long.
To the forest and so.
I thought you meant the
what does he do? Is he like a?
He's a logger. He lives
a
at
logger.
the log house, and he chops down trees for wood because this is one of the
he's like
few
a
places
lumberjack?
that has a he's like a lumberjack.
Oh, he's a logger.
Well,
This is one of the few places. Like Good Meat's one of the few places that has like a forest nearby it that you can actually cut down trees from. Especially since no more are really growing. So the only other place being kind of like up north, near Lonely Wood, I believe. I think.
This is a weird question, and it has no bearing on anything. But what kind of trees are around?
They're like pine trees.
Coniferous, I would assume,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, same Arctic trees, something like that. You know, the normal tree that
Evergreen.
grows in Antarctica. You get the idea. No.
Maple
Like
trees.
evergreens, stuff like that. They're Minecraft trees specifically. If you cut one block, they kind of still stay up. No. Pretty much. And
That's why it's so hard to be a logger. You have to get every tree block.
Yeah, you need to bring ladders.
It's a pretty rough.
Damn, I gotta be honest. Rough life. I'm gonna vote for this guy.
So he's a logger, and one thing you've learned is that
he gets is John's.
he
Not even
can
his
he has like pretty much the support of the logging community in town. But one thing you kind of get is that like he's very rough. He's pretty gruff about stuff. Very point blank about a lot of his comments and whatnot.
Sure.
But he is known to be like the type of guy that would be there to help out if you asked him to.
Just like blunt
for his friends and whatnot. Yeah,
Like
still
still
caring.
a good person to know, but you wouldn't really trust them with anything more than like helping you move.
Some people that are like against his pull, like somebody that wanted Olavesa to run, kind of give the like one. He's very brash. He's very rude. He's only lived here for a few years, and like, what has he done in that time other than just be a logger? You know.
He's only been here for a few years. I mean, what the hell? Meanwhile.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of trying to grab as much information about him as possible.
Nothing about that to me as a player seems particularly suspicious, or like, do I get any sense of why? Aside from brashness, why?
You've talked to a few people that he like knows personally, and the only things that they can like you kind of like asking a bit more about him. The things that you kind of learn is that he's very secretive about his past, like whatever past he had, which isn't very uncommon for Icewind Dale. But he's like,
Sure.
even when blitz drunk. He refuses to tell anything about what's happened before he got here. Most people that go to Icewind, are like the type of people that are trying to escape from whatever they left.
Yeah, whatever they've done, whatever.
Yeah. And there's also like some stuff like sometimes he just leaves town for a few days and he comes back. He doesn't really say where he goes or why. Usually giving some sort of excuse or another. But other than that, not too much. You do also learn. You do also learn some stuff about Olivessa as well, because just generally, like, the people that you're talking to are also talking about the other candidate. They're kind of like excited about like getting a new town speaker, and it's a fair amount of people kind of like on like her family's been in Goodmead for years. Like they the cask like her family and her workers make the casks for all the mead and whatnot, and so she's very well respected. But the problem is that a lot of people, like, while they do want her in charge over Shander, she has always kind of shown like disinterest in the position throughout the of the last like week or so that these elections have been kind of happening, and stuff along those lines. And you even get a couple of comments like, you're a hero, you saved us. No, not that you saved us. You avenged our previous speaker. Perhaps you can do more good themselves. And they even like say maybe you should run. Like just like in the excited.
I'm no politician. My devotion is to the Lord, not to a town.
Right, and they kind of brush on from the subject after that. You do eventually find him over at, and I believe it's on the map here somewhere. It might not be. They don't have actual put down. But yeah, you go over to the into the logging area. I'm sure it's one of these buildings on this map. The hardwood. And you eventually find that there is a like red bearded dwarf who you understand to be Shander, who is currently yelling at some people as they're kind of getting to work and cutting down some logs and sawing them and whatnot.
We don't have like
logs on the job.
We don't have like cameras. If we could get good screenshots of him looking angry, that would be cool.
To put in our propaganda flyers. Huh?
Yeah, that'd be really effective.
I just want to point out that there's, on one hand, there's a candidate with a mysterious past who hasn't been here in a while and who's kind of brash and makes decisions wildly. And on the other hand, we have 4 people who are exactly the same.
But they can kill giants. Yeah.
Well, I mean, did Shander ever try and kill a giant?
And that's the problem. He didn't want to stand up for his people.
Indigo hasn't ever, Shander hasn't ever applied them.
Now, see, as a mayor, you really shouldn't be putting yourself in danger, or this entire cycle is just going to happen again.
All Shander's known for is playing with his wood all day. That's the propaganda slogan.
Oh my god.
I'm drinking soup while you said that.
This is political mudslinging. Where is mud? Only snow. Where is mud?
Too cold.
We'll find Chandler, Adam Chandler.
And he's got this. He's a dwarf, shield dwarf who has like this like long red beard, who's just currently barking orders to people as he himself is getting to work as well. He's like, you better get that log to me by Sunday. No, I don't know how logging companies work.
I want to see the log on my desk by noon.
I want you to show me your biggest log.
I need 12 bundles of branches by now.
We need to get that log report to me by Saturday or you're fired. Yeah.
Mr. Chandler, sure. I'm a Shander. Mr. Shander.
What? Oh, and he just kind of like gives that like knowing like, you're that guy that killed that giant. What can I do for you?
One of them, yes. Well, I was just talking with the townsfolk about the election coming up. I hear you're running.
Oh, yes, that is true.
I'd like to talk you out of it, Crack Knuckles.
Well, being a politician can be a very dangerous field. What if you had some insurance?
Don't steal my fucking thunder.
it's like
But
half the
first-
party wants him to run, the other half party wants like Strawn to run, so you got like half the party running against each other. Oh god.
Actually, no. I just went. I mean, obviously, people are unfortunately looking to strangers for guidance, despite having perfectly good, competent people locally for the time being. I was simply curious as to your motives for running and your plans.
I've only been here.
Right.
And he kind of like he looks like he's thinking for a bit. And is I've only been here for a few years myself, but
I guess less taxes. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
No,
People
it's-
like more or less taxes.
Yeah.
I can never remember. Fuck it, I'll just tax them more. That feels right.
Everyone
he-
gets branches. Is that what you want to hear?
logs for
I'll
people.
plant-
We'll continue
I will-
logging. We'll
Yeah,
increase
I'll keep
production.
logging shit. I don't know.
I'll give
No.
everyone some of my hard wood.
Please vote for me.
A log in every house. whether
God
they
damn,
ask
I
for it or
can't
not.
fucking speak for him. But he goes,
you know that thing that crosses the
God,
ATS
shush up,
door? We're
Jesus.
gonna develop several of those. So many.
God damn, dude. All right. He says, I've been in good mead for only the last few years, but it provided a nice spot for me in a time of darkness for myself. So if I can give back to these people in any way, it's the most I can do. And he yells out behind you. It's just like, hey, keep working. What the hell are you doing? And it's like, I'm sorry about that.
Good harp. Good
Give
help.
me-
I know how that works.
Give me an insight check.
I was going to ask for that, but I mean, not terrible. 11.
Not terrible. Allow me to do something as well.
His deception roll.
Net one.
Yes.
He's like, when he's saying that, he's like pausing a few times, and while you do feel like those words themselves are true, you definitely feel like the whole spiel about giving back is not necessarily his goal, and you feel like there's something else he's like trying to hold back. Like he's even like he yelled at somebody who was in the middle of working. Like he was using it as a distraction to think about what his next words were. That's what it
Okay.
was.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say, oh, really? You have some plans then? Do tell, and I will cast command with the command tell.
Okay.
I was gonna be like, how do you intend to fix the supply crisis? Like, ask him hard-hitting questions he can't answer.
Yeah, well, John's not an investigative reporter. He's
Yeah,
a fucking
yeah,
insurance
like-
salesman.
As soon as we run, like it's very
I
clear
don't
that
take long
Lonelywood has more
roundabouts.
forest. Yeah, it's like very clear.
That's
That
probably
Lonelywood has more
reason
forest.
you
What happens when
bring
we
the
run
fucking
out? Yeah.
peanut gallery.
All right. So, he's rolling a wisdom save.
Yes. Oh, he does make it though.
He does make it. So he like
He's a
realizes
sturdy
what was about. Like he was about to speak, and he realized what just happened, and it's like, no, you've only been
I
in
don't
this town.
think he actually knows whether I cast a spell or
There,
not.
people like one. You would have had. I think. What is the components for commands?
It's a verbal
I think-
component. It's the word you speak.
Just verbal. Okay.
Yeah.
I think on top of that, there is still like the pool. Like you're making the save
Yeah.
because you feel the effects, right? Hitting
The
you.
act of making a saving throw kind of
Uh,
tells you that something's up
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
because
so
it's not a passive thing.
he
the
does like
thing,
feel.
normally it
He
says
feels like
specifically if you.
yeah.
if they
There's like
realize that-
friends is like they turn hostile afterwards.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff
they
that.
know that they're, or like suggestion. It specifically says they know that they've been affected by the magic, or that they're getting the R effect.
Then maybe it's just like a slip up. Like he goes to do it and then is like, oh wait, I shouldn't be doing this, but it's not necessary.
So he like starts talking, and the God, give me just a moment then, because you might still get something with this, because of a slip up. And he just he begins to say the words neat, and then he stops himself. Like you feel like he was about to say a name.
Okay.
Do we know
and
anyone that starts with me?
The knights who say...
Like he goes, "Ner," and then he stops himself before he finishes.
You're laughing, chap.
Ner.
Nearable.
Friend. My plans are to one, keep the logging operation going. I know that he like kind of coughs.
Of course.
Just keep the logging operation going. Like the
That's
whole
a biased policy.
in these dark times, we need to constantly repair roofs from snow damage and whatnot. So supplying the wood to the different towns and 10 towns is a very profitable business, and we'll keep good mead as well as the mead.
Yes, it's one of the only places. This is one of the only places that logging can be done, from my understanding.
Just Lonely Wood is one of the other places as well. As but
Not quite
You
far.
plan to blow up Lonely Wood to increase your sales.
Well, of course, anyone would.
we're gonna go over there and steal their trees so that we have more of them. No.
Well, I am the Lorax. I do speak with the trees.
And it definitely looked like at the very beginning of the sentence he was about to let something slip, but he managed to save himself from doing that. And then gave you like the spiel about logging.
All right, but I can pretty clearly tell that he kind of did a 180.
And if you want,
Yes.
you've been doing some investigations in Icewind Dale before you met the party. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check to see if you recognize the name he was probably about to say.
Sure.
Is that a history check?
intelligence?
No, it would just be straight intelligence to recall the
Unfortunately, intelligence is my lowest stat.
information.
Fortunately,
But it's
you
still an
rolled
18.
incredibly well.
Yeah, unfortunately, I rolled incredibly. 12.
To 12 with half a name and like half a first name at that. It's like, or maybe even half a last name. You're not sure. It's hard to tell. You feel like it was a pretty strange name and it would be recognizable, but you don't really recall what it could be.
It's a good thing to remember for the future.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind, and I'll say, oh, sorry, hold on a second, and I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right, and I'm saying, you see, there's like this shimmering kind of the bubble that appears over me, and I'm like, oh, you see that? Oh, it's the shield to protect me from the fucking bullshit you're spitting at me.
Entice him into violence.
And he's like, what?
I am an
Excuse
actor
me?
of the Lord. You can't lie to a priest; they'll know. Well, good luck with your election.
Are you a priest?
I'm a cleric, but you know.
You're out of line.
That is correct, and he leaves.
You're out of line. I don't work for you, buddy. Like, fuck off.
What are you gonna do? Fire me? I'm gonna be the mayor.
You can't fire me. I quit.
We'll get out of here.
Yeah, no, I intend to.
The only reason
What
I
is
don't
the
kick your
election?
ass is because you avenged the speaker's death.
Oh yeah, that.
For any other reason, I would have tried to.
Yeah. Clearly,
my ass is
your
like
bulging wood muscles.
Don't talk about his bolt.
Man, you have a lot of things. You have a lot to learn.
And you kind of like
knocked it off his desk.
you kind of see that the other loggers who are at work around you kind of like stop working and kind of look towards you and kind of like I'm getting that like these are my boys type vibe going on, and you're talking some mad shit.
I'd offer you election insurance, but we honestly the deductible would just be too high. Anyway, yeah.
I don't speak broke.
You need to leave now before things get ugly.
Smash
Yes,
cut.
well,
Uglier than your face, I can't imagine.
Smash cut back to the meat hall where fucking
Strawn's getting makeup. Put on him.
Smash cut where Indigo's like, yeah, so if we could find like bagpipes, I do know how to play those. and it just cuts back to like fucking John Smith with no clarification.
yeah, see you on election day.
Are you running?
Running my mouth.
Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference between running and walking?
Get
You should
out!
probably learn since you're running for office.
He was asking you if you're running for office.
Guys,
Oh, I thought you meant like, are you running away from this conflict?
No.
Christ.
You brought up the election and is confused now.
Oh well, no, I'm not running at all. God, do I look like a politician to you?
Get out.
He doesn't know what you look like. You're
That's
wearing
true. I am in a suit. I forgot.
It doesn't even know you're a tiefling, you know?
Running? Do I look like a clown?
Only clowns run.
I'm leaving.
All right. And it's
I've got
kind
the information that I want.
yeah, and you walk. I'm assuming you walk back to the mead hall, and you like walk in. What has been happening here in this neck of the woods?
Legitimately, what I was saying, fucking like,
We're putting up party streamers.
yeah, fucking Indigo's been helping by like decorating places where like nobody but Goliath can reach, and fucking
Yeah, hanging things from the ceiling.
yeah, fucking Indigo's been trying to see if somebody has a set of bagpipes he can borrow so he can just play Hail to the Chief.
Bagpipes.
During some of the time,
it's the only instrument I'm proficient in.
I do also have a disguise, or I guess I should say I have proficiency in a disguise kit. I don't know if I actually have one.
Check your inventory.
Oh, that's a good point.
All right. I'm sorry, Storm. What were you saying?
During the time, could I ask like people around what they think about the opposition?
In what way? Just
Intel
kinda-
gathering?
What is their thoughts on him running?
the people that are gathering for this rally. So this is like Olivessa called these people. So a lot more of her supporters are here. So a fair amount of people are pretty much along the thinking of, oh, he's an asshole. Why should he be in charge? Like
And
the last
do any of
speaker
them have,
was
like,
gruff,
stories?
but he was kind. There's stories about him.
yeah, like why don't they like him?
Did he pee his pants in the 3rd grade?
He did.
He doesn't
He
talk
peed my
about it.
That's a secret. The name is actually the name of his 3rd grade teacher.
He called his 3rd grade teacher mom. He's really embarrassing.
It's just
Yeah, I
it's
did
just
that.
a lot of like a lot of people don't trust him. Like he's new to town. He's only been here for 3 years. He didn't grow up here like a lot of people here, and he's another thing is like he's very rude. He's a logger. He's a bully. He got into a bar fight once. Oh, that was horrible. It's just generally like a fair amount of it's like looking for a reason to not like him, and others are like they don't like him, so now they're looking for more reasons not to like him, and others just like, well, and then a fair amount is just like, well, we just trust Olivessa, so we want her to run. It's like not even like they don't even like hate the opposition. They just like Olivessa more. Think that she would be better for the role and whatnot.
And with that
Interesting.
information, my speech is set.
Okay. Then
My
if
fellow comedians.
somebody does eventually find bagpipes, they're like we're in an attic somewhere and they're dusty. There's like a spider web on it. They say you can't have. They say you can't have it, but you can borrow it because it's like an antique.
He's borrowing them. Yeah, specifically for this.
And after like about an hour passes, most people have gathered. Even like most people in the town have gathered because they've heard that Olivessa has an announcement to make or something about her campaign.
And alcohol.
And it's a mead hall. Some people are drinking, but
Yeah.
a fair amount of people are like, "This is probably important. We should be sober for this."
Nah, just vote drunk. Oh, what was that called? People would like kidnap people, get them drunk, and then have them like commit voter fraud or something.
God,
It's one of the
voter
voting?
fraud.
Voting.
the American voting system. It's like a theory of what happened to Edgar Allan Poe. It's called
no
like
idea.
rantering or something like that.
I don't know.
I'll fucking Google it though.
I can't remember.
I know that
It's been a while since I've read it.
I forget. I think it was. God. I forget who it was, but there was like somebody that would legitimately get people drunk and then be like, "Here, I'll give you some money if I can open up your arm here," because they were like a scientist and they wanted to see how the human body worked.
Oh, that's lit.
And they would like be so. They'd be so drunk that they would agree. I forget who it is.
Dude,
Da Vinci.
Um,
It was Da
strong
Vinci.
to do later.
What? That was Da
Yeah.
Vinci?
Da Vinci.
dude,
Yeah.
because it was illegal. It was illegal to practice on cadavers.
That's
Yeah.
based.
Right.
Anyway.
Indigo is currently playing the bagpipes somewhere, I guess. Nobody's sure what's going on there.
He's proficient in it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Those
Don't worry,
come in
he's
like-
killing it. It's just bagpipes.
It is
so-
bagpipes.
I was coming like, yeah, guys. So I found out the other guy definitely hiding something.
Well, of course.
So I baited him a little bit. So he should be really angry.
You're
Oh.
baiting our competition?
Yeah, exactly.
You're cheating on us?
Is that legal? Can we do that?
Absolutely. It's just words.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
You're
like,
allowed to say whatever you want as long as it's not a lie.
before
No, I
any
think you're allowed to lie.
No.
before
Let's not make any promises we're clearly not going to keep. Insurrection
No, that's-
is a thing.
No, that's what
Yeah.
politics are.
before like all this happens, there are actually like, people that are coming up to you guys and like shaking your hands and like thanking you for avenging the previous speaker and getting the mead back and whatnot. Some people who are like some people are like taking it like new heroes have arrived to the town and they're here to stay, quote unquote. Like some people are just thankful for the good deed. Yeah. So it's just like a breath of like a lot of people are just like it's a breath of fresh air with all the cold winter that hasn't left in 2 years. Like having a win of any kind is great.
Yeah. I'm thinking this over. I could add Destron's appearance by casting mage armor.
I have
Just
major
making
armor.
it look glowy. Yeah, but like mine's really glowy, you know what I mean? mine's
the
perfect.
double armor.
Double
Yeah,
mage
double
armor.
mage You can
It
barely
doesn't
even see
provide
yourself.
it doesn't provide any bonuses. In fact, only gets in the way.
Do I have any spells that can help you? Hunter's Mark.
Oh, ensnaring strike.
Speak with animals. Thaumaturgy. I can make your voice really loud.
Your voice.
I'm going to crack both my knuckles, crack my neck side to side, be like, guys, no magic. I got this.
You don't want like guidance? Like I have that. You know,
He doesn't want the magic.
I'm going to put my hand
Except
on Raleigh's shoulder and be like, your support is guidance enough. Thank you.
you touched me, you fool. Guidance.
Whether or not you
Secret
choose
spell.
to use that guidance is
Yeah, you don't
completely
have
up to you. Yeah. But
you have it for a minute.
Olivessa comes up to you and it's just like, I'm going to lead you in and announce to them your candidacy and bring myself out of the running and offer my full support. So just let me get that out of the way first, and then I'll call you onto stage, and whatever you have planned to say, I'm sure it'll spark the masses. So
Of course.
assuming you're ready,
Whenever you are.
and let's get started. And she starts walking on the podium and kind of like calm, like pretty much just like a step. It's not even a podium. It's just like the upper steps of like the stairway to the mead hall. And
She's
she
like, let's
just
get
gets
going, and then just turns around.
yeah, she gets everybody's attention, and it's just like everybody starts quieting down, and she's pretty much she says to the masses like, you all know of my running, and I'm sure you've all noticed of my uneagerness to take the position, and I feel like that's a great disservice to woo great disservice to you all, and I understand that you all have a lot of trust in me, so I'm asking you to direct that trust somewhere else, to trust me when I say it. And she brings the four of you onto stage. She motions for you. These are the heroes that have avenged our previous
I'll stay off the
speakers.
stage because I'm not running.
Okay.
I'm still not running.
Yeah, but
We're not running.
she's
Tron,
pretty
Tron.
much just bringing you guys on to announce like the fact that you guys sell. Whether or not you're running is
Oh, yeah,
completely
sure,
besides
sure.
the point. And 1 second, just because I have to pull a name from somewhere. Our speaker Kendrick has passed and lost his life in trying to protect our way of life, and it is a true tragedy of what has befallen him. But these four individuals have sought it upon themselves, with almost no guarantee of reward for their service, have gone to the den of the giants and has slain every last one of them. And you guys still have your battle scars and whatnot on yourselves, and it's like everybody knows this. Like, there's a lot of murmuring. They're all looking at you. It's like, oh, so these are the people. That's when you get some woos in the crowds.
I want to
just-
use control flame and have the torches be like a large figure and a smaller figure in combat.
I'll use thaumaturgy to make the few woos in the crowd even louder.
I'll use thaumaturgy to make the ground tremble.
some people
Maybe not make an earthquake panic.
Yeah, some
That
people
might
are
be more
like
problem.
seeing it happen. It's like, oh, they're proficient in magics. Of course, great wizards are our heroes this day.
One of us is wizards, but sure.
Not one of you is a wizard. Yeah. And it's they all pretty much like you get like a cacophony of congratulations and whatnot. It's just like the thank you for like this day. So I would like to direct, and Olivessa continues, I would like to direct your trust in somebody who I personally would trust for this position. And she motions to Strawn, and I'm denouncing my candidacy and announcing Strawn for the speaker position for Goodmead. And starts motioning for you to come to the podium.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people
take
that like
that.
quiet down. There's a lot of people that quiet down at that, by the way. Like they're confused almost. Some of them are just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Regardless, I will bow and kind of walk forward a bit.
I will clap as he's walking forward.
Right.
A very good day to all of you. If I have not had the honor or the privilege to meet with you yet, my name is Strawn. It is my privilege today to announce my running for your new town speaker. In the short time that my colleagues and I have been here, we have already returned some peace to your town and 10 towns. My dear colleagues and I have brought justice to these crimes that have been committed recently, and including returning some stolen goods to your town as well. Meanwhile, the opposition, Shonder, has
Shonder, was it?
Shonda
has
Rhimes.
done what in the several years that he has been here, from my knowledge. He's possibly bullied those who don't agree with his viewpoints, possibly gotten drunk, got into bar fights. Sure, he might be tough and he might get things done, but is that really what you want to get behind? As a
I'm gonna
bully?
use control flames and have the torches be thumbs down.
If you elect me as your new town speaker, I promise to take account into each and every one of your interests and your voices on the many issues that we are facing. And I will hide nothing from you, as I believe my opponent would, and has. As mentioned, I have taken under my own initiative to solve issues that we have within our communities, including dealing with a serial killer of 10 towns, all for peace, for you people. So please, think carefully about this decision you need to make, and know that I am ready and willing to deliver on the promises I make today. Thank you.
And there's clapping the clouds. Like some people are like, yeah, they saved us. The one day they were here, they saved, like they avenged the death. They killed some giants. Like who better to protect our town and our interest? So there's a lot of people like yelling and shelling, and then there's somebody who yells very loudly in the back and just says, "This is bullshit." As everybody kind of comes.
Is it Chandler? Is it Adam Chandler?
It's Adam Chandler.
I'm going to
it is Shander.
snap my finger to get a dancing light, and I'm going to like kind of motion
Give him
it
a
to the back
spotlight.
to highlight who's speaking.
Indigo stands up as
Excuse
well.
me?
And he goes, "You've been in this town for a day, and you think you understand these people, you understand our plights. Sure, you've done good, and we all appreciate what you've done, but there's no way you have any best interest for this town. I haven't even seen you in 10 towns, and I've traveled all around Icewind Dale."
Oh, interesting.
It is my unfortunate to not have the honor to meeting you yet, as I have also been around the towns, again, doing good work. And it is in my belief that because I am a neutral party, I will have everyone's best intentions at heart, and nothing personal to gain from this, other than peace.
And
what is wrong with that?
You got some people like looking between the two. Some people not sure whether to give woos. You even see some of his logger friends behind him who are very clearly on his side with this.
I can fucking nuke them all.
we know, right? Just eliminate the opposition.
It's about to get
Yeah,
ugly,
understand.
apparently. And
Third level.
Hellish rebuke.
I haven't even heard.
You don't
He just starts yelling out. It's like, I haven't even heard of these accomplishments. Somebody in the crowd says, "No, I know a guy in Bryn Shander. He's."
We have the head to prove it.
Yeah, that's rather interesting. Do you require proof of the dealings of the murderer of Bridgelander?
The people who had it's very strange because the fact that you guys killed the serial killer is not like publicly known. It was pretty much done behind behind alleyways. So there hasn't been any of the Ice Dagger murders recently. It's what is it? Shander speaks up. It's like, for all we know, they could be the ones that did it. Just to say they killed him or say they took care of the murderer, only to hold their own.
Are you, Strawn? What do you have to say about this accusation?
Well, the person who committed the crimes was a madman, one who did control ice. And to prove that we have dealt with the problems, and I'm going to lift up the frozen skull. Even as he was...
Are there any children in the audience? Please close your eyes.
I'm gonna turn all the flames blue.
You pull out the head, and it's like, it's still frozen over. It is not. No matter how warm you try to get it, it is never once thawed. Yeah. And it's just maintaining that same like devilish appearance
of a sick man.
It's like gasp in the crowd
even as he was being decapitated. So you know that this isn't just some civilian I've killed to prove my worth here.
Oh God. There's gasping in the crowd. Like you see somebody faint because they just see a severed head there, and he's looking at it and is going, you can feel like he's about to make the obvious rebuttal. Is just like, that could have just been some man you killed and then froze his head. You've shown to be mages, but he's like, looking at the expression on the face. It's just like it's really hard to mimic that before you're frozen solid and die.
And also that the head is still frozen even when it's just been sitting in a bag that's been like around fire this whole time.
And he's just like he's about to speak. He stops speaking. What's up?
Only feed Sean?
Yeah, I only fed Sean.
Yeah, I'm fed.
Man. No, my cat. Who just happens to have the same name. He's like tries to speak and he stops himself, and he tries to speak again and he stops himself, and it's just like, if you vote for him, you'll only be making a mistake, and he just starts walking off. And some of his longer buddies follow, but like a lot of people are just kind of like almost take this as like a concede that like what they're saying is probably the truth.
As he opens the door, I want a thaumaturgy it closed again.
Well, it's outside. You guys are outside pretty much. Yeah, it's the only place you can get that many people, and it's not a big crowd.
I do apologize, everyone, for the behavior of my opponent. But again, is that what you want?
As expected.
This fucking idiot.
Look
this
at
guy's
this
not
guy.
even good at
Throwing a little hissy fit. He's losing.
Have you guys ever seen his KDA in Call of Duty? I mean, it's not great.
Dude, he's a silver in Overwatch. I mean, you can't trust that.
My opponent over here.
Olivessa does come over to you and like whispers in your ear and says, "You should probably put the head back in the bag."
Oh, I've already lowered it at this point.
Okay, yeah.
It's lowered. It's not in the bag yet, but it is lowered.
It's behind the podium or whatever.
It's a gesture that we're ahead of the competition.
And she, she kind of comes up back to the podium and is just or the quote unquote podium, and says, "I know I'm asking a lot to put your faith into these people, but I have put my faith, and I'm sure that by electing them the speaker, they will only have the best. Strawn will only have the best intentions for our town." Leaves the next day. No.
I believe it is our intention to work closely with the townsfolk to determine their needs and requirements.
And there's a fair
Yes.
amount of cheering.
Satisfying needs
as-
is my profession.
and
What's that, Sean? Is a
Let's not talk about those needs.
After that,
First order.
the crowd kind of dissipates. After that, it's like him storming off was pretty much like the end of the rally. And it has been publicly announced that Strawn is in the running and actually has quite a lot of support behind them, as well as the fact that they have proven that they've done some good in this world, and that they should continue to do good in this world. So, I mean, you think your chances are pretty good so far.
It is
Nice.
It is slightly unfortunate, but we have most likely drawn a few more targets on our back.
I'm just gonna start like taking berets out of his hair again, just like taking the decorative stuff out of the appearance.
If people paint targets on my back, I'll just take them off. It's what a shower
I was
is
gonna
for.
say, Aurelia, when you have a moment, can I check your back? I need to see if someone drew a target on it.
Well,
There's like an April Fool's like fish on it.
Oh, again?
for starters, there is the political target of Shander not enjoying our presence. There is whatever underground they're involved in, because
I don't know if it's an underground that he's involved in, and I somewhat doubt it. He does not seem to have
Or
any
like
particular connections
sideways.
in this town. He does not. I'm assuming we're in a private space where we can talk.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much.
in the town square.
Yeah, you're
probably
pretty
right.
much. You're pretty much at the meat hall. Yeah,
He
just kinda
doesn't
like inside now.
seem. He doesn't seem to have any connections in this particular town in regards to whatever dark dealings he might have. But he is definitely, or was definitely, connected to someone or something. I somewhat don't believe that he is anymore, or I am led to believe that he's no longer associated to it, at least directly. But he may be trying to get revenge or pay back a debt of some kind. And,
which means that us interfering may be a way that we sort of get on the bad side in that way.
yeah, I doubt it would be basically. It wouldn't be on his bad side. I don't think he has any power. It would be on the side of whatever organization that we're thwarting by thwarting him.
And
I don't
also,
think he's got anything really.
we have now publicly made ourselves known as the ones that have interfered with the Frostmaidens.
We also killed an
Ideals.
assassin. I don't really think that this is like a bad, like a new phenomenon.
Duh, but
Most people
now-
don't know that the murderer was doing it because of the reasons that he was.
The
Most people
organization
Yeah.
he was just a murderer.
but they
So
know
that's-
now.
Well, they know that we killed a murderer, but they don't know why the murderer was murdering.
But the
which is-
ones who know why the murderer was murdering
Are aware
know
that he
now.
did it.
And
Well, yes, but they would probably be aware that we did it earlier anyway.
I believe-
honestly.
My belief is that what was his name? Schrader?
Shander.
Schindler?
Shander.
My belief was
Shredder?
Is his name Sid? His name is Slander,
Chandler?
right?
Chandler Bong?
my belief is Sandwich is actually a mole for some kind of criminal organization. Regardless of whether or not
he's been here too long. He's been here too long. I don't.
He was a
he's-
dwarf, not a mole.
they're both
Yeah.
small, it doesn't matter.
Well, they do both like dig on the ground frequently.
They are both beneath me, as is everything.
You're not that tall.
I
It's
don't
not
think he's a mole. He wouldn't be sitting in this town as a mole for 3 years that he's been here.
I
according to him.
mean, maybe
Has he
not
been here for 3
intentionally
years?
if he's been here for a while and they only applied pressure during this election. I mean, it's not.
It was funny how he tried to accuse you of not being here for long enough.
Yeah. It was.
I
poor
don't
taste.
think this person is intelligent enough to be an intelligence agent.
I don't think that's what it's about. I think it's about having leverage over a town's government.
Yeah,
Regardless
I don't
of
think
who
it's.
it is,
I
if you
don't
have
think
dirt
it's
on them. I
him.
think that it's important.
A criminal organization would have people more competent than him to be able to sway the election.
It's not
in
about
his favor.
actual competence. If he does what he's told, then it doesn't really matter.
Duh.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he's dumb, that's the perfect pawn to use. Someone who
Well,
just
yes and
follows
no, but
orders.
Somebody who's not going to
his
doubt it.
support is not gained through suspicious means. His
No,
support is legitimate. It's through his
Correct.
Right.
Correct, but I think that him wanting to run at all is suspicious.
And
I don't think so. Everyone wants power.
John, have you heard of a useful idiot?
I mean,
I don't.
if everybody wants power, then why didn't you want to run?
John, have you not heard of
I
John?
have the power of the Lord.
John, a useful idiot is someone that is incredibly incompetent, but their ability and drive is useful to
Their
you.
ability to follow instructions and to control their
Precisely.
impulses. He has not
Precisely.
shown his ability to control his
He's been
impulses.
here for 3 years, John. That shows an ability to control his impulses.
He interrupted a speech that he had no way of actually confronting the arguments for. That is not impulse control.
Yeah,
It's hard to confront an argument when you pull a head out of a bag.
Well, yeah, without that argument, he did not have anything else to stand on.
regardless of what
He was just saying
actually
these
said,
people are bad.
I think the point is, regardless whatever he actually said, if he can get into power, that's all they need. And since he already was holding like a pretty prominent position as is, they didn't feel the need to start like fudging numbers or buying votes. It was just whether or not he got elected is when they can start applying it. Should it be an actual criminal?
What we need to worry about is if he does have connection,
because then that's going to paint a target on our back specifically.
and he's going to start using them.
We'll have to keep a close eye on him and anybody he might know.
Then, because we're kind of because we're reaching the end here tonight, and I do have stuff I need to go do, so we're gonna do this after you say that. It's pretty much nighttime now. Like it's gone dark, and just in the snow, just while a blizzard's kind of coming on. So a lot of you are kind of like indoors right now. This is like camera mode here, so this isn't necessarily stuff that you guys know, but just to end off the session here. In the snowy nights, in the snowy nights, you kind of see there can be seen a smaller individual, dwarf-sized, holding a torch, going through the cold snow and making trek out of town. As he kind of turns back to Goodmead, the face reveals himself to be Shander Froth, as he starts walking on the town to some unknown location. And that is how we're going to end today's session.